today?
I think she's okay. She doesn't seem to be like having it as bad as me. She's definitely been coughing like way less. She just has like a couple little and I'm over here just, coughing up both lungs
Dying.
and kidneys. Uh and she's fine. Yeah, she did go to bed last night. She wasn't feeling good. She went to bed pretty early because she was like, and the body aches kicked in. I'm going to bed. She she went to sleep. Uh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're rolling.
So here's to, vacation for my vacation.
Hell yeah, pre-vacation.
Pre-vacation.
Hey, it's the best time to get it.
I mean, I guess it couldn't have come at a better time.
Right? Seriously.
Quite literally. So, the alternative would have been
If you got it right now, that would suck because you'd still probably
disappointing.
be into it starting next week.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because you got a Saturday and you're
Indeed.
still feeling shitty, so that's 5 days.
Yeah. Today is what, day 4 or 5? Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember the day before I left, you were starting to feel it.
Yeah. So it's like tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm hoping I wake up and it's gone. I was able to do more around the house today. Not much, but more. Yeah. Okay. Well then, let's see here. I'm not prepared.
Last I remembered, we had just killed 2 stone drakes.
And how did we get into said fight with stone dragons?
Because they came alive.
This is what happens
And
when
what
Hera
was the
walks
catalyst?
We entered a room.
And who did what?
Well, somebody tried to open a door that was on the opposite side of the room where somebody else thought the door was. So.
There you go. That's the answer.
I don't think it was the opening of the door. I believe it was the attempted defacement of divine property.
The one thing that
Well,
hasn't
technically, I did say I threw a rock at the door, and then I sent Tuti in to get the stuff.
And then you're like, yeah, okay, I'm going over here. So I was like, okay, he knows. Okay, so he's like making the choice here. No.
There was confusion.
Yeah, well, we'll say it's that.
I came back and I was like, why are we in another round of combat? We should not be in another round of combat. Why the fuck are we in combat?
This is Dungeons and Dragons. That's the best part of the game.
You get a combat. You get a combat. Everybody gets a combat.
Look under your chair, aka your chair is a mimic. Combat.
Okay. Forgot to get dice. Okay. Okay. Okay, so last week in Steamworld, the Breakfast Club decided to test fate and to face a hidden temple to Bahamut, found nestled within the solarium, and the kind of odd mausoleum that kind of resides within in your adventures after getting a couple short rests in and tuning to some new items. You set about trying to explore the surrounding area and what mysteries may lie inside this ancient forgotten city of dragons. Learn some history of the world and some bits and pieces that may be to start connecting some dots and then producing more and more dots.
Okay, stop dots.
Okay, stop the dots. You did find that in a stone tomb base of this platinum effigy of a dragon that there were names inscribed inside of two of which seemingly share the same name as your current companion, Bill, as well as some others that sound a bit familiar. So, as Lance and his curiosity got the better of him, his mistake seemed to spring to life in the form of two stone statues resembling that of guardian drake-like creatures set about attempting to protect this tomb, I should say. You did manage to defeat. I believe that was it, and that's where we ended, right? You had killed them, and then something happened. No?
Not that I remember.
We ended on just killing him.
Yeah, and we asked fuck, I'm blanking on his name, for help to like send reinforcements.
Oh yeah. We asked the dude.
That's right. Yeah.
Quick question, Cal. I have the axe armor ring and then $23,000. What's the 23,000 for, or is that from a different note?
What?
Where the hell did you get $23,000?
I don't know. I might have wrote things on another note that was for something completely different.
Unless
That's why I'm
you were thinking of-
asking.
In this world, we use coin.
Maybe
Yes.
it was how much the platinum
Well,
statue was worth.
It's 23,000 with the dollar sign. Doesn't necessarily mean it's dollars. Just I don't know if that has to do with D&D or something else that I should probably remember because that sounds like a lot of money.
I believe like
very unrelated.
Yeah, that sounds like the latter.
Right.
So
Keep the room just in
'cause
case.
there was no discussion of money.
Yeah. I didn't know because it has axe armor ring underneath it. So
That seems like an important thing that one should figure out.
Potentially.
But yes, I believe that was it. Something about pieces of the shield or something other. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the with the red-haired dream sequence that she had the pieces of the
Mm-hmm.
shield on the ground that is now in the armor that we have.
Yeah, the chick,
Mm-hmm.
the redhead warrior woman.
Mm-hmm. Also true.
Rose.
All right. I don't think it's Rose. I think it's fucking you, his granddaughter.
No, because it was the
Mm.
like whoever that person was the one that like consecrated him into the order of the pyre or whatever.
No shit.
Oh, is that what we
Right?
got from it?
Am I misremembering that?
I don't remember any of it. I mean, obviously,
I
I
just
mean,
I just remember she was surrounded by
Dagan is
the
so
armor.
good at role playing Bill that the two are actually the one.
Like I remember her being surrounded by the arbor shield.
I thought
and
he was
stuff,
like
but
kneeling in front of her
that's still on my armor though,
in
right? The shield
in
thingy.
one of the
It-
visions.
so
well, that's for a different reason.
he was but it not in that way. It was more of like her body was torn and mangled,
I didn't do it.
and he was like kneeling over her.
Oh, I'm misunderstood that then.
Mm-hmm.
Was there
I assumed it
somebody
was
with
like a
one
The
arm?
last
coronation
vision he
type
had
thing
of
where he was
this,
kneeling in front of her.
like the last vision he had of that, I think it was just before we fought the big bad lich there, and it was all, oh yeah, I've done something like this before in this very place, wasn't it not?
Something, yeah. That was much. I believe that is what happened. Yes, the dream sequence that you had was you standing in. Well, now that you're here, this room specifically. While Elrock holding up a shard, and the like bodies of your friends and your order like and others hobgoblins and well that you kind of like piece together just completely strewn around this lobby.
Dang. I vaguely remember that now.
As Bill or as Dagan?
Digging.
Bill also remembers.
Both.
So Bill was here in this room. Like Bill remembers being in this room with all of the bodies.
Yes, kneeling over the lady.
Kneeling over the lady, yes.
Oh, it was in this room? I didn't catch that. I thought it was in the field.
Okay. And are those bodies still present?
Is this information that you share with the rest of the party, Bill?
This is just
It was at
me
the
as
time.
a
Yeah,
player asking,
talking about the
trying
environment.
to make sense of this for my own edification.
Also, he did say he immediately relays all of that to the party after he came out of his trance.
In which case, yes, as Bill kind of points out some details, a lot of things begin to add up as one and the same.
What part, or I guess where would the location of the redhead and stuff be in conjunction to the room that we're in?
I would say
Because when I looked at the bodies last time, you said they were just a bunch of like devils.
no.
Yeah, when we initially looked, you said it was like
there
hobgoblins and shit.
I did, yes. But I also said that intermixed between humanoid bodies that are like very old and the unmistakable hobgoblin like skeleton forms that kind of make up, you can see what looks to be a battle that had taken place inside here at some point. You can also see as that there are fresher bodies, which I believe you determined in the last couple days or so to be of demonic background.
And the older bodies, how old are they?
Make a medicine check.
8.
You know they're
Um,
dead.
I mean, old. Without, I mean, they've been left here to desiccate and rot for a very long time. There is no skin or anything else. It has been such a long time that whatever it is, like even if you touch like one of the, I would say like, you know, red-haired or what Bill would relate to as a familiar red-haired figure now is just a slumped skeleton against the pillars in the room. And you go and like touch its like armaments, and the leather just like melts away and like punches through like thin old fur, like the clothes just kind of like crumble into dust. There are no like whatever or whoever this was, currently there is no like um uh, identifiable like features any longer. It's basically just a skeleton. So a lot of time has passed. Like you
When
can't
we
say for certain, but you know it's been a long time. And that's not just because like, oh, I got a bad roll sort of situation. It's like, well,
It's
trying to
trying to determine
determine
like 800 years or 1400 years is difficult.
yeah, I mean, you know, it could be 20, you know, given the right conditions. It could be 100, it could be 200. Like, you know, at that point, like
We do not have the
what's
proper equipment to
yeah,
identify.
what's the difference, and like and how do you really identify that? It, you know, is what the tough part. So other than saying it's been a long time, it's hard to put a specific time frame. But I would say given your player knowledge about what you've read about the conflicts of this nature, a and the individual that you killed and the details surrounding it, you know, happened approximately 70 years ago. So it's not like it's a huge mystery. Now, whether or not you can confirm or deny that, that's a little bit different. But this definitely seems to be consistent with like the history that you are familiar with. So it's not
real
like it's some big mystery about time frame. Like you should have like some established theory at least that kind of would support this.
I'd like to strip anything off of the body that I can,
Okay.
just to see if there's anything that I would recognize, or any writing or imagery on the body or armor that
Okay.
might be notable.
Like plate armor, but it's just absolutely destroyed and ruined, just shredded to pieces. Most of it's just missing. The other thing that's unusual about this, like too, is you could see like various elements missing, and so it's not like, I would say it's more like this has been sitting here a long time. People know about this place. Some people do travel here as a kind of, spelunking adventure sort of thing. But like there are pieces and elements that seem to be missing. Like you would expect to find the other side of her pauldron, the one that's like near her, but it's like half hanging off, shredded. But you don't. So is it just missing, or has it been taken as a memento, or some sort of trophy, or something? Did it have some sort of meaning or something? There's a lot of stuff like that like seems to be fairly picked over. I will say,
Does her armor have like any of the like logos or something for the Order of the Pyre?
make an investigation check.
Or any hands?
There are red handprints.
With like knowing what the
all
Underdawn looks like.
Sure, go ahead.
Fucking A. 2.
Oh,
Somebody want to help me with this because I'm incapable of investigating.
I mean, technically, I
was gonna
was
say,
looking like I was
Let's
able to
see.
ask where the thing was. Can I give him advantage?
Sure. And as part of that, there are red handprints all over this place.
Yeah.
Namely,
about-
smeared in a couple of the stone pages of the tome. The tome. God damn.
All right, Mike, I gave you advantage. Unless
Why
you
am
want
I
me
the
to do
one
my own.
rolling these? I've got a -1.
Because you're the one that
Oh.
decided to look for it.
15.
So
Instead of 15.
Yeah.
You do see that same shield that you had seen in Bill's castle.
Okay.
what about searching for any like symbols of the Underdawn?
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
What?
As
Okay.
you
I'm also as we're looking for this stuff, I'm gonna ask Lance to gently and respectfully take this body and put it in his bag of holding.
okay.
Or take the skeleton, because tomorrow I can cast Speak with Dead, and maybe we can get some answers.
I'll do that.
So that was
Okay.
As respectful as possible.
24.
Okay, that's dope. Uh,
4. Natural
24. Very nice.
Investigation.
Investigation. You do not find any symbols of the Umberdawn within any of these bodies. Would say is a couple things as part of that role. As you guys had previously kind of surmised, a battle took place here. But the details of which that had kind of been eluding you a little bit, like as you start to put more and more pieces of this story together, you realize that there was some sort of dragon fight in this chamber, and that, something was forcefully shunted behind the other end of that door. The one that is like half melted with the claw marks over the top. Which gives some sort of credence to the kind of like what took place in here probably a few days prior. No other elements of any sort of other markings that you can seem to determine as part of kind of sifting around. You do find one of the hobgoblin skeletons, of all things, like wrapped, like tied up. And as you go to inspect it, like the cord or rope that was used actually has like a buckle on it. And as you reach over and pull it, it comes free and kind of like shrinks back into a belt. And you just kind of have like this dangling belt as the skeleton just like unhinges and falls to the floor with a crash and just shatters.
Yeah, I don't suppose
Just-
anybody has detect magic, do they?
Nope.
No.
I can see if it's magical.
I mean, we can put it in the bag of holding and then tomorrow look at it. This seems weird.
With a 12 to Arcana, can I detect if this thing is magical?
No, because that's what detect magic does.
Detect magic tells you what it is, its properties, and school magic. I'm just seeing if this thing is actually magical
That's
or not.
identify, right?
Sensing for
No,
that is-
detect magic just tells you if something is magic.
yeah.
But that's in an area. I'm looking at something very specific.
No, detect magic does the same thing. That's what detect magic does. Identify tells you the properties of it. Detect magic detects if it's magic.
But you can
with a
focus on
12
something and get what school of magic it is.
Are you casting detect magic?
No, I'm just trying to see if this thing is magical.
So using your various and however short they were, teachings of magical study, it be, but there there isn't like it definitely seems odd. It seems like it could be, but you are not given the specific nature one way or the other.
And the door is like. Does it look like something was trying to cross from our side onto the other side, or vice versa?
It looks like something was shoved back through the door
No, I was saying.
and
Does it?
then attempted to escape again, and was unsuccessful.
So in other words, we want to keep that door closed.
Does it look like it's probably a long shot, but does the damage from the door look like it could match with Etyrion's claws?
Hard to say. I will
I'm
say
gonna-
with your 24 though, you notice 2 distinct sets of claw marks.
Oh shit!
I'm going to
With-
cast guidance on Bill and ask him if he can tell us what is behind that door.
Before he does that, with a 20 to insight, as I'm putting the bones in my bag, I'm going to try to coax as much information from Bill as I can to see if he remembers anything more about that time.
Wait, what?
I'm just trying to ask him questions to jog his memory if he remembers, like, because the bones are literally in my hands, and bring him over there as I put him in my bag, see if he can remember anything more.
Okay. Not really insight check.
Okay, well, whatever it would be, I'm just trying to, like, coax his brain to remember more.
Quit asking me so many questions. I'm distressed.
I would say if you wanted to do that, you could help. That would be more of a help action for Gary, attempt trying to get information out of Bill. I would say that's more of what you're trying to do rather than insight. Insight is trying to determine
Okay,
truthfulness or motive.
okay, that's fine. Then I'll help Gary
So-
try to determine with the use of Bill's knowledge.
All right.
Yeah, does he? Look, can Bill make a history check?
So I would say as part of that, because of that, because I'm trying to I think I see what you're trying to do here, Lance. That Bill, you could make that check with advantage, but you do have disadvantage on ability checks because you were
This
very
is true.
exhausted. So you could make a straight roll with guidance.
Okay, history.
Yeah.
Oh. 19.
Okay. And
Nice.
so, what is it that you guys are trying to find out?
What was behind? What is behind the door? What did they seal behind the door?
Oh, okay. Bill, you know that one. That one's easy.
I,
Yeah, but I'm gonna let you tell me.
I would love to. Hold on one second.
I was trying to figure out the identity of the person who I'm shoving in my bag of holding.
We're gonna find out tomorrow.
Um,
Oh yeah, because he's gonna
Yeah.
cast talk to Daddy.
yeah.
Talk to Daddy.
Yeah.
Come to Daddy.
Mummy
You
is
just
gone.
made necromancy so much worse with that one statement.
So Bill, you kind of turn your attention towards the half-melted door with dragon's claw marks just raked all over down the side of it. The metal bubbled like it was molten and then cooled rapidly. The stone kind of archway surrounding it blackened and cracked, shattered. But that door, you know, leads deep, deep down beneath the reaches of Aileron into the World Forge, where Natresian guards it. A massive red dragon.
Is that a good guy red dragon or a bad guy red dragon?
That question's a little bit harder to answer.
The great grandnephew of Bahamut.
Well, if we assume that this whole place was like at
So-
least cared for by Bill and his clan, then I expect there wouldn't be an evil dragon in the basement that they just like casually had a stairway leading down to.
It's funny because as Bill kind of mentions that, some other pieces begin to fall into place. The scout reports of the massive dragon breath who turns fire to living elemental vanished not but a few days prior. The one who had been scouring the surrounding landscape, blackened ash, according to Withoka Waglaka.
Yeah, maybe it was just flying around killing demons and stuff, though. Or maybe it's gotten corrupted and it's now a bad guy. Or maybe it was always a bad guy. Fuck me. So many questions, Kyle.
Whatever led us to presume that Bill's group was entirely benevolent.
But here's the. Withoka said that the dragon, that was a recent thing, right?
They said that it hadn't always been. But they said the demonic activity hadn't been. That was a much more recent.
But why would they seal it if the thing is already gone? Like what could still be down there that they spent all of this effort trying to seal in if that dragon already came out?
When was the dragon sighted? Kyle, didn't you say that it was recently sealed?
I mean, it looks that way.
Yeah, because he said it looked like it was sealed
Within
a
like
few days ago.
the last couple days, it was sealed.
And when was the dragon spotted?
Days ago. Or up until a couple days ago.
So we need to discuss the definition of a couple and a few. And then
So, did they put the dragon back in its hole and then seal it?
It's kind of what it looks like, given Harrow's investigation. It's kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
while they're
Yeah,
all
they
doing this, I would like to do an investigation on my own to try to find either a rod or an emblem with a stone in the middle.
With a stone in the middle?
Yeah. Are we trying to find that Indiana Jones shit and put it in the thing and get the light going? Let's do it.
I mean, we'd like
All right,
to.
so Bill, make an investigation check with disadvantage.
Heck yeah. Investigation.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna look through the bodies of the dragons.
Ooh.
Things.
You want to send a message to
5.
your girlfriend
Wait, I still have
Lance
guidance, right?
and ask her
No,
if she knows
guidance
this
is all-
dragon
Did you use it
under
already?
the mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
So 5.
I will rub my sheath and ask if she knows Draglaka.
Make a. Wait, what? Draglaka?
Whatever the dragon that we were told is on the other side.
Nimtressian?
That one.
Yes. Bill, you begin to search around the room for something that would fit this stone receptacle, similar to the one that you had seen above.
How big is the stone receptacle?
Be about yay big.
I'd also take a Nazi with a burn mark on his hand. if
Would
there's
it-
one of those.
The arc opens up and like spirits come flying out. You watch Levi just melts.
Close your eyes.
His head explodes.
Does it look like Lance's sheath would fit?
Roll.
I asked that last week and he said no.
No. It almost, well, I would say both of you make an intelligence check. Or one of you, no, both of you roll it. Both of you roll it.
That's kind of interesting.
Am I part of this rolling?
Bill,
I'm
as you
afraid.
go searching around, you
Not
look and you don't find anything. And you kind of like turn and you just like milling about the room. You kind of like pick through the rubble and the various bodies, like move them over. You like search the couple of the devil's bodies that are, or the demon's bodies that are there. Nothing. You find like a tubular shaped piece of stone. You like go and kind of like try to fit into the receptacle and nothing happens. What did you two get on your rolls?
I got a 16.
Okay. And Mike?
I got a 14.
14. Okay. So both of you kind of like look towards, look towards the sheath, and you're like, oh, maybe we can fit the sheath, but the sheath, like, you almost immediately recognize, like, it is, an oblong, thin shape.
The
And your eyes kind of dart upwards, towards the hilt, and then the pommel of Lance's sword.
was that
And you something and as you look, looks like it would almost be something similar in size to that of a pommel stone from a sword. And Bill, as
Gunther's
you
axe?
take, you could try it. Bill, all right. Well, you kind of toss the stone to the side. You sit there and you just kind of stare down that statue for a moment. You swear to God it winks at you. Just like a little flash of one of its eyes, one of the little blue sapphires that sit in something, just like a little glint of light.
Roll for initiative.
Does the statue have a sword or anything?
The statue has an empty hand. And Bill, you just chalk it up to the fact that you are tired, you are exhausted, weary. And as you place your hands down onto either side of this makeshift kind of tomb, where this book of stone resides, your eyes drift down towards that receptacle where you just tried to stuff this stone log into, and kind of sprouting from one of the cracks in the side, thin green stem, a beautiful sunburst of red and yellow color. Looks like it's dipped in gold. A singular flower. That of which you immediately recognize is that of Sphinx blood. Mirrored image to the one currently in your pocket.
In my pocket?
Hmm.
And what is it that I have in my pocket again? I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit on my.
A flower.
Oh, was this the same flower that put me in a coma?
This was the same flower that same statue gave to you.
Oh, right.
In your dream. Yeah.
Then can I reach the statue?
No, the flower is growing out of the little receptacle at the base of this this tomb. And the flower's just singular snaking out of it. You watch it kind of snake out and around, and then flower.
Okay, I alert everybody else to its presence.
And this is like a legit flower, right?
Yeah, you all. Bill calls you over, and you see it. There is a flower that is grown out of one of the small cracks. This receptacle.
But the statue with the empty hand, nobody can reach it.
No, it's there is a barrier that's there that just rolls with golden flame, and it's where you would expect to this statue kind of be at the base, or sitting in a pool of water, that water, it looks like water and it ripples like water, but it is golden radiant flame.
It also kills monkeys.
Yes, you also saw Ralph attempt to pass like over it and was incinerated.
Levi is staying a healthy distance away from it.
Can I do a Can I do a check on the radiant flame and find out if it incinerates everything, or if there is a certain something that is immune to it?
I also threw a rock.
Lance also threw a rock at it, and it also incinerated the rock.
So as a paladin, when I know,
I mean, go ahead and either religion or history, your choice.
Religion at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
10.
I mean, it definitely seems to be some sort of, like, divine font of power. It is not a normal, like, this is not like normal. None of you have seen anything like this in any temple ever erected, like, ever. This is scary and like, it's beautiful, but incredibly terrifying, like, just latent display of power. Which leads you to believe that it's here for a reason, but as to its inner workings or how you could possibly, like, nothing comes to mind necessarily that would help you, like, traverse it or get close to the statue or anything like that, as far as you're aware.
I'd like to ask the group if they feel heat coming from it.
No.
Then I'd like to take my flower and put it on the what is it? A makeshift tomb? The glowy altar.
Okay. Sure. You take your flower and you set it on. Nothing happens. It's a nearly identical flower to the one that you see sprouted in front of you.
And this wasn't the same flower that put me in the coma that one time. Because I did get a flower during a vision.
You did. Same time, but not. You also had some dark whispers that were probably responsible for the coma part, not the flower.
I'm not a gardener.
Bill, can I see your weapons real fast?
I only have this axe. Please, be careful.
Hera's gonna, like, drag it over there and try and shove it in the hole.
No, I changed my mind.
Now, Bill.
Don't touch this
Don't
axe.
worry. Don't worry about it, Bill.
I think I'll keep it to myself.
And you shove it in the hole.
That's... Oh, okay, calm down. I will try it.
See, Hera, you gotta reverse psychology, this son of a bitch.
I guess so. Alright, Lance, you're next. If that one doesn't work, try and shove the pommel of your sword into it.
You just called her great grandma a bitch, but I'm gonna let that slide.
You shove the axe in there.
Gently.
Okay, you gently shove the axe in there. No. I mean, close, but there isn't, like, there is something that is missing.
Now, when you were describing the hilt of Adam's sword, were you describing his dragon sword or my old sword?
Oh, guess I was describing his dragon sword, but yeah, either way, it's about the same.
Okay, so we have the hint that it's the hilt of some kind of weapon, but not ours. At least not Adam's.
Yeah, and then I mean, Lance,
It's missing
if he
like
tries his, it's yeah, like it's close. Like the axe handle goes in, but the axe handle, like there is like a little bit of a pommel at the base of the axe handle, but it just like slides in. No, like it's not the right fit. Like, and as you like set it in there, you're like, no, like this isn't right. And you try, Lance, come over there and try it, pommel of well, I guess Bill's old sword, just kind of in it, too big.
We must find an old and ancient weapon.
Did I find anything on the dragons?
They were stone.
Yeah, they were just stone.
Okay.
Well, am I crazy? But I feel like last week when we were going through it, there was a picture of like a beam of light, like a sword, and like the blade was a beam of light, and then there was the pommel.
You did, yeah.
Was okay.
Absolutely
And
something
then
you
we
saw.
saw that imagery again, correct? When we were looking at like the order of the pyre, and the leader of the pyre had that.
No,
It's the dragon rider, right?
it was a dragon rider, and it was flanked by many. One of them, like, or predominantly, a like gem colored dragon that resembled that of Diamond, to which you recognize throughout the various bits of lore in the Solarium 2.2 that figure to be Ildarian. And beneath him, and then flanked to either side, are dragons of many colors, to which you learned was an order called the Wardens. And a man standing in front of Ildarian, like, as almost like holding a weapon up like that of a torch, shining a light, kind of like illuminating everything, like around, yes, some sort of like golden bladed sword.
Eldarian, the dragon that is now possibly behind the closed door, that's guarding. Or am I just getting this way backwards? What's the dragon's name?
Natresian is the red dragon.
The diamond dragon is now probably a lich dragon.
No.
No, that was a Tyrion.
That's a Tyrion.
Did I ever get a message or anything from a lady about the Tresson?
Did I ask you for a persuasion check?
No.
Make a persuasion check.
14.
You get a message back shortly. Sorry, my dear, no time to chat. Busy.
Rereading the book that we got from that place where our mansion is there any hint about that sword that's in the tapestries / various works of art?
You left the book. You were not to take books.
Did anybody read the book fully?
No, we didn't have a whole lot of time.
Well, it could have been a picture book.
There was not a whole lot of descriptions in there.
Would it seem like Ildarian's like shard would have fit?
Um,
I know I'm missing something.
no, different construction altogether.
The lich guy, Elrock, that we killed, mentioned not having my sword anymore.
Sure.
Can I do a history check to see if I remember if that sword resembles the sword in the picture?
All right, make a history check.
Can I ask anybody to somehow help jog my memory? Whether that's like putting their hands on my temples and telling me to focus.
I'll walk up behind him and give him a massage.
Harrow
is not even paying attention.
I mean, Harrow's the one trying to figure out the swords fitting. Be like asking, like if that was the sword. Don't know.
With her inquiry, do I get some kind of aid?
Knowing that it doesn't help, but I feel like he needs it. I'm still giving him a massage.
All right. Bill, make a Constitution save.
Oh wait, do I get?
I think you have disadvantage on those.
Oh my god, I want to die.
If you die, then you're just gonna get another
attack rolls and saving throws. Okay,
Chefs are very dexterous.
All right, what am I doing? Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution save.
Oh shoot, 11.
Bill passes out.
Did you make sure to add your aura?
He's so fucking relaxed that he passes out.
Yeah, just Bill, as you're like sitting there trying to think, like, you know, to Sarah. No, Elrock said something to you. Not my sword. Like, and it's like you're trying to think, and there's so many things. Like everything about this whole thing like feels so familiar. You're just winded, like tired, just beaten, sore. Everything is bruised. You feel Lance's strong grip come back and kind of, you feel the knots begin to melt under his massive grip. And you quickly find yourself sliding into the blackness of sleep. And right before you do, you hear that kind of cold brush of wind, the stinging pelt of ice and snow stinging your face. You look up and you see storm black clouds hanging over icy mountains. And against all reason, a bit of a shimmery gold. And a lone orchard of trees. Before Lance, Bill's like all weight giving out under him kind of falls into your grasp as he just
Set him down gently. What the fuck? I didn't do anything. I swear to God.
Well, that's all the answers we're getting for today.
Real fast. When we met Dez in the Risen Reef, what kind of weapons did she have on her?
She had two like thin blade like short swords with red pommel stones and black leather grips.
Okay. I'm wondering if Zydak might have his sword. She knows. She said he was cursed. Etyrion's her father. He locked her up. Like, Bill's missing his sword. He has no idea where it is. I'm wondering if it was taken as a trophy.
I certainly hope not.
Maybe, but like, obviously, she sent us to kill her dad. If she knew that we were gonna need that sword, she would probably like, hey, bring this shit with you.
What if she didn't know we needed the sword?
Yeah. I mean, it's a long shot.
I hope it is, because I'd rather not get more indebted to that lady. And take a few steps away from Lance.
Guys, she's like really busy right now. Like, just became mayor. Like, I try to call her, just say like, hey, how's it going?
Girl, like, his lady crush isn't returning his texts or calls, and he's trying to play it off chill.
I mean, it's definitely a pommel to a sword that we don't have, and I'm fresh out of ideas.
Well, there is the like the Lord of the Forge dragon in the basement. Do we want to try to break him back out again?
Do we really want to do that?
I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
Can't we just like pour some clay down there and like have it all molded up and then turn the key?
What?
Like, pour some shit in the hole, have it harden up, and then turn it. That's how keys work.
Sniper by the tree.
I'm pretty sure that's not how magical keys work.
Okay.
As much as I would be okay with that.
For clarification, I've always used mage hands to open doors from the inside. When we do something like that,
That's what I think so.
I would say, do you guys like go back up in the? Do you like leave this chamber that you're in to go back up and like to that floor, like into the solarium proper, or are you guys like just staying down here?
We only
think
took
we're
one
just
tunnel, right?
Staying down here for right now.
I mean, I think we're having the conversation by the.
Okay, well, because I didn't know if it was like, oh, we
Yeah,
wanted to go like re and like if you were looking for stuff again, because I know there was like some questions of like by that thing that we saw, so I didn't know if it's like, were you doing that? Were you just?
Well, it's like the
remembering, or-
pedestal that has a pommel is back upstairs, is it not?
There is a similar one
Okay.
upstairs. Yes.
In the light.
Yeah.
Between the two tunnels.
what if we like check out the one upstairs, take that sword?
That presumably the same key that unlocks the one upstairs will unlock the one down here, right?
Mhm.
Fucking here's hoping.
Well, there was always the right path. Can always go see what's going down there. Who knows? Maybe there's something we can loot.
So, real quick, before we get like too invested, I'm fucked. I ain't got shit to help us out. Tired of shit. Fucking, I have no ability to cast anything. Don't have fucking Ralph. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm like seriously fucked up right now.
Yeah.
Bill's almost dead.
He just fucking fell asleep while I was giving the motherfucker a massage.
So he's now your
Clearly,
responsibility,
he's fucked.
Beefcake.
I mean, I have fucking beautiful ass hands. Fucking tinkle the ivories, whatever they say. Women love it. But that's fucking even like impressive by my fault.
Well, the man Mike had the same look on his face. Like, what
You
the
definitely
fuck?
did.
What the yeah, I don't even think I caught half of what that was.
Something
It's
about
fine.
tinkling the ivories, which
Tinkle,
I don't know
tinkling
what
in
that
the
means,
ivories.
but it makes
Neither
me
does Lance, but it's okay. It's something he heard once, and he's like, "Yeah, that guy has great fingers."
No, he heard the phrase, and he heard a lot of women just swoon over it.
Pretty much.
Mike was like cocking his head at the same time I was. I'm like, what?
Tinkling the ivories.
You both
Oh
have the
my
exact
God.
same expression Whiskey has when I ask her if she wants a treat, and she goes, "I'm curious as where this is going."
All right. Before too long, you do hear voices, kind of filtering into your chamber of.
Does it sound like the guys
People
that
we
we
sent.
beckoned?
Make a perception check.
And then roll for initiative.
I hope it does, because if not, we may as well just start rolling new characters right now.
You fucked.
That's a 12.
It sounds a little guttural.
9.
And it sounds
Dice.
odd.
I got a 15.
And with the acoustics of this place, takes you a minute. You hear the voices. Collectively, you hear, you feel your hearts kind of stop beating in your chest for a moment. And the ice begin to run in your veins. You recognize the voices as that of Rami and the other individuals from that had been stationed here. Bill, as soon as the massage stops, you do return to wakefulness. Begrudgingly. Only because your armor is pinching as you roll over, and it is wildly uncomfortable.
Oh, cold orchard. Oh, where are we?
In a temple.
I don't know why, but I had canon that he farted and woke himself up like dogs do. Just because we're talking about dogs.
Seems
He somehow wakes up without pants again.
Natural occurrence.
It's part of his curse. The pants, they just never stick. Bill, you do remember the dream. Like that the faint little, what little bits you got.
I recount to everybody, just in half sentences, basically what I saw. And you said there was a gold something, but you cut out in the
like you see a gold shimmer.
okay. Then you didn't cut out. Never mind. A gold shimmer.
When we were back in the other part of the solarium, and it had the picture of Netresian with the figures circling around it, and you said that they had a brand. Did it look like the brand of the Order of the Pyre or the Red Hand? Or neither?
So nobody, I don't think anybody was encircling Tressian. You mean Eldarian?
Encircling the forge.
Netressian encircles the forge.
Okay.
As the guardian
The
motif.
Guardians.
Yeah, he is the forge guardian. Is the motif of that
Okay.
glyph, I would say.
Oh, okay. I had it in my notes weird, and it was
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we rest and
Yeah, can we
eat
kind
some
of
food.
owl noises to let the other group know where we are?
Sure.
Hera will like kind of walk out and try and find him and bring him back.
Okay.
If I was gonna stay with the group, make sure Lance doesn't touch anything.
Yeah, I think Bill has the right idea.
Yeah. Before I fall asleep or about to, can I still roll for a history check on the sword? Or did I fall asleep and wake up and forget?
Oh, yeah, you can yeah, let's say roll history check.
4.
Um and what are you trying to discern specifically?
If anything about my sword Elrock mentioned, and if it is in any way relative to the sword that the Dragon Rider was holding.
Fortunately for you.
Oh, you cut out.
I said unfortunately for you, you have no idea.
That checks. I gotta rest like 3 times, and I can't roll anything. This is terrible. I'm so useless.
Especially considering you're the only one that has like any even remotely vague idea of what's going on here.
And vague is a very loose term. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we need to like
Electroshock.
take a nap. A long 8-hour nap. And try again tomorrow.
Okay.
I wonder if we could get like Bill's granddaughter on the line and ask her if she has any idea about any of this stuff here.
Like we already tried that once, asking about
Boss.
her being Bill's granddaughter, but
She
So
wasn't having it.
do you guys leave? So with Rami finds you, did you learn anything?
Well,
I mean, I'm also happy to see you're alive. We heard shouting from the distance.
you
Worst
would
part.
not believe the day we've had.
We killed a lich, so we have accomplished something, but we have also not really figured out anything about what's going on here, and we almost got killed by some statues.
You know, not to put a damper on your spirits. A lich, you say?
Yeah.
Don't they, you know, it's like their shtick, they come back?
That,
you see,
that
you would think
usually
that,
is
but you'd
their
be
shtick,
wrong.
But, you know, I've got kind of like a hotline straight to God, and she was like, hey, by the way, here's the thing that he uses to come back to life. So
Okay,
we killed that too.
You're not joking.
No.
Well, score one for the Breakfast Club then, I suppose.
Oh,
Well,
fuck.
well
I
done.
love that. I'm gonna write that down. Hold on.
See, when you're around us, we look like bumbling idiots. And then the one time when you're nowhere near, we do something really freaking cool.
Well, I
Technically,
mean,
we still look
you've
like
still
bumbling
had
idiots.
your share of incredible feats. quite rapidly.
Quite
That's
honestly,
nice.
this is kind of our shtick thing, where we undersell ourselves.
Yeah, there's a very angry lich dragon now.
Oh, so there was more. More than just one.
Oh yeah, it was like this
Yeah.
dude and his dragon, and we're pretty sure they were both liches, because he was definitely a lich, and I mean, if he's a lich, then the dragon's probably a lich too.
And now that dragon is pissed at us.
Weighing my
And
options of whether I should stay distant.
Don't worry, my girlfriend's a dragon. Also, that's who we're here to kill. Her dad.
You know, just when I think I've got a handle on the situation, it rapidly evolves.
yeah,
Dude, that's been my entire life for the past, year.
Well,
we also destroyed the portal to what they're using to go into hell.
and what are they what were they using?
Ildarian's shard.
Care to elaborate?
It was like a big ass crystal.
He was like Bahamut and Tiamat's son, grandson, like dragon rider dude. Like
Former
formed,
roommate.
yeah, like formed the dragon riders. Gave a part of himself up. Kind of keep Tiamat on the down low.
Oh, and Bobby totally stole his friend's axe that was stolen from the other dude who was trying to kill us, but he was the dragon rider, but he was lich, but not a lich. Well, not anymore.
I do actually know of some of Ildarian. At least from stories and history that is past. He is looked upon with great refrain.
Guess they had corrupted his shard and was using it to teleport to hell. Gary, do all of the Rocky Talkies go have the extra planar feature or just yours?
That was just mine, right, Kyle?
Yes.
I thought he
Can
upgraded
you-
all of them.
Or
to do-
it technically it can be accessed by them now.
Yeah, I thought the whole system got upgraded.
Oh,
Yeah, he upgraded yours, but it is
but
kind
that upgraded the entire system.
Yeah, it was kind of a boon to the entire system.
Okay.
So we're on iOS 1.1.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you just got the iMessage feature.
Hell has joined the channel.
Yeah, welcome to group chat.
Gary, they respond better to you. Can you ask and see if they've felt anything, any tremors or anything down there? Because I'm wondering if us destroying that shard had any weakening on Tiamat. Its hold or whatever.
Sure. I will pop on. Hey, Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, sire.
Hey, we just killed a lich. Do you guys feel anything on your end?
No, things have been quiet.
What about the dragons? Are they still showing up? Because we closed that portal. We think.
We moved locations
Oh,
for the
smart.
time being.
Oh,
After
Okay.
we saw an influx of reinforcements, we thought it best
ask
Makes total sense to me.
Ask Antonius if he feels like a lesser paladin, because Bobby totally just fucking killed Lich and stole his axe.
He's very disappointed in our waiting.
Fuck's he waiting for?
No, we're waiting until some time has passed.
The fuck you guys waiting for then?
I think the situation speaks for itself.
So you're just gonna like let us kill all the dragons and liches and come out the other side of hell and be like, oh cool, good job guys, here's a pat on the back.
Sire, is there anything else you require from us?
No,
Nope,
you
we're
don't have to
good.
call me sire.
You hear the line, like, click off, go dead.
But
Well, heard it for yourself.
Is talking to Rami.
Right. Well, I'm sure the Prime and the Parate will be happy to know that this threat is contained for the time being.
yeah, for the time being.
Oh, Rami, do you know of like a sword that will fit in a sword slot?
Like a scabbard or a sheath.
No, I got one of those. Has to go in like a tomb thing.
I do not.
What about the Prime?
If you could provide more details, I could.
No, walk him over and show him.
inquire. Are you guys still in the tomb, or are you up?
I thought we were still in the tomb.
Okay. I will ask the Prime if she has seen any keys that fit into stone tombs,
That's mine.
but I wouldn't expect that to pan out.
I don't know if you were aware of it, but there was illusions in this area of making it seem like there were more
I saw them,
forces.
yes.
Okay. It's kind of been a hell of a day. It's hard to keep everything straight. But we called for reinforcements just in case, because in case anything bad happened, we're all pretty tapped out.
I think that the best course of action is to traverse back to Shaharat and maybe take a few days. Either way, or we can send to have your ship here, but there are still threats from the air. I'm not sure if you wish to proceed from this current state.
Feel like both are good. You want to like leave a couple people down here, just in case.
Do you feel that this is worth safeguarding?
Yeah. So
Does
apparently
it
there's
appear to
like
be
We don't even know what's down here. We can't access it. We don't have the information we need.
apparently there's
Still
a
that other
dragon
room.
called like Nefertiti or something like that down there.
What? Are you talking about Nutritian?
Yeah, that's one.
Well, we're not really in any shape to talk to it.
Yeah, but like have people here, just in case it gets out. Let us know, like, oh shit, Nefertiti got out. Come back.
I I don't think anyone would be
will.
alive if that thing escapes, because it's probably gonna be
Yeah.
very pissed off being sealed again.
I will advocate on your behalf to have a regiment of troops stationed here, but given the fact that we are dealing with an unknown amount of enemies, and this is large territory, while we are also engaged in tense negotiations with Warwit, I would not expect much support for this endeavor at this current point in time.
Did you have any issues getting over here?
We were careful. Then again, as it's seen, not all of these patrols are illusions. I'm sure that the majority of them are, but we don't know how many forces actually occupy this area.
Did y'all see like a bunch of dragons in the sky coming over?
We did, and there are still a few that we have seen.
All right, so how about this? We make a tactical retreat. Maybe take a look, see what's in that other chamber that's off to the right-hand path. Wait a couple days back at home base and come back here and fully investigate.
Yeah.
That plan works for me. When we go back, we should definitely get whatever you think you'll need to cut that door open, Harrow.
Alright. I'm alright with that.
Again, why do we want to open the door to the scary dragon that runs the World Forge?
Because he's trapped down there, and he was fucking up all the devils earlier, so
I mean, that's what we assumed, because if they've inhabited this place and he was laying it to waste. It's
I
a
mean,
lot of
that's
assumption, but
yeah. Because I mean, who's to say he just ain't pissed off because he got tricked and bamboozled once again?
You
well,
mean your plan is to attempt to talk to the what I've gathered as far to be the same massive dragon entity that had been plaguing this area for quite some time, setting it on blaze and turns and its breath turns living fire?
Yeah, that's about right. And we're like stoked. We're like, oh shit, thanks guys. That fucking sucked on there. I was like writing pictures on the wall. Thank you for getting me out.
maybe.
it's a possibility. We have to do a little bit more research. But again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If this guy is not a bad guy, which so far doesn't seem like he is, then maybe he'll help us against the actual bad guys.
Well,
Maybe I can
just
talk to him.
spitballing here. You don't release a force of nature back into the world.
This dude like was totally chill
Well,
with having
look,
like
he
his
killed a
empire
whole
be
bunch
part
of
of
demons.
like the dragon lands. So let's just fucking let him out and dip. It's not like we
Well,
fucking need this area.
it's understandable, and nothing we do will be a rash decision. We've got means to talk to it, send messages, try and figure it out a little bit more before we do anything. And maybe try and figure out why on earth it was doing what it was doing. And I'm sure you guys have libraries. We can look and see a little bit more about what Nitresian is and come back and take a look at it and see.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but the motifs upstairs didn't depict him as like some kind of evil force that they had sealed away under there. It was just like that's where the World Forge was, and he was the guardian of the World Forge.
I mean, not necessarily, but you didn't really see much in the way of why things were the way they were either. So, you know, there's like it's history, but like the nuance of things is definitely missing. Like I'm like it's one of those like forms of art or history where I'm sure at the time it meant something, but now that ages have passed and you know, like from an outside perspective, it's all a bit foreign. So, like, you know, whatever meaning or whatever else was like, you know, like all that kind of like the interpersonal aspect of all of it is just, you know, non-existent in this form.
And this door that we're next to, does it seem like it was originally created to be some sort of seal? Or was it?
It was
Yes,
like melted,
absolutely. Yeah, and it like from its like how thick and heavy it's constructed, it is absolutely meant to be a seal.
Okay, well, never mind then. I'm also assuming we can get some more answers once we talk to the dead lady tomorrow.
But did it look like it was like originally a doorway and then it got sealed, or did it look like it was purposely to seal something?
No, it looks like a vault. Like it looks like a vault that is been recently sealed.
Yeah, so like it was a two-way door up until recently where it was sealed.
As in, it was like it was breached and open. Yeah.
I think
So,
what I'm trying to ask was this was a portal, like a doorway, versus was this something that somebody used to seal something away?
Well, no, like what we're trying to infer is like, was this supposed to be a vault door that could easily be opened and closed at will, and it
Yeah.
just so happened that this one got freaking
Versus
fried,
now it's a prison.
smashed. Yeah.
I would say, so that things aren't more convoluted than they already currently are. This was like I would say from the pictures that you had seen above, it was definitely like sealed. So it was created and then it was sealed. And until what appears to be recently, it looks like that was open. Until it has been resealed in a
Hasty fashion.
yeah, in a hasty manner.
So maybe, and I'm fucking up all the names, but the forged dragon,
Natresian, yes.
Naltresian, is neither a good guy or a bad guy, but more akin to a force of nature. And he was originally sealed up under there, and then somehow got out, and then they resealed him under there when the Lich and his dudes showed up. I'm unclear on this whole thing.
I mean, that's I mean, pretty
as
much
much
it.
info if we,
Yeah,
as we
yeah. I
have.
mean, that is as far as you're aware. Like that's pretty much it.
And from what we could infer, what we could speculate is that they tried to get Naturian, or whatever the fuck this dragon's
Natresian.
name, Natresian, thank you. Natresian on their side. Natresian said no, he wants to do his own thing, and said, you know what, let's put the genie back in the bottle. And it's, well, the door's shut.
How did he get out the first time?
Who the hell knows? Maybe with that sword thing, maybe with the shield thing.
There's a bunch of
Who
like
knows?
scrapes and gouges, so like maybe clawed his way out before they reinforced the seal.
I would say none of the scratches look old.
Because like there was clearly some kind of battle here years ago where Redhead died, and that was against Elrock.
That could
Right.
have been Elrock doing with his own plans that didn't have to deal with Netresian.
Yeah, but that's about the same time as Neltresian got unsealed.
I think we're mixing up the timelines.
No, that sounds right.
Nope.
It's like there was some kind of battle here.
There's some kind of
Neltresian
battle.
got unsealed from his thing when Redhead Lady died. And then when Elrock showed back up here, he resealed the dragon. So if he was the one that let Neltresian out from the forge in the first place, why would he show back up just to bottle him back up down there?
How long has the whole flame wall of fire around Dreskyria been going on for, Kyle?
Make a history check.
I will make a history check. It's not gonna be very good. That's a 6.
How old are you?
Probably pushing 50 years of age.
For as long as you can
Jesus,
remember.
I thought you were... I did not realize you were that old. Aren't you like a human?
He's half elven.
Half elf.
Oh.
Levi, for as long as you can remember.
Alright, let's go down the right path. Just poke our head in there, not touch anything, not start another combat.
Okay.
And then
wow.
retreat back to the city where there's a library, and we can try to do, like, go to the library, pull out a bunch of books, see if we can answer some of these questions over the next couple days.
I think.
And we can talk to some of the dead people, too. Grab as many bodies as we can. Because I can only cast Speak with Dead on each of them, like, once a week, right?
I think so.
I don't actually have the spell on my sheet right now, so I have to go look it up. But
All right. Another wild theory. Etyrian release Netesian.
Netresian.
Netresian. I gotta write this shit down. I should be writing this shit down, but I am not writing this shit down. Release the
10
World
days.
Drag. So,
So
a little more than.
Week and a half.
we have means of sending a message. Might it be a bad idea to talk to a dragon? Probably. Don't know unless you try.
fuck it, I'll do it.
Like, it's. Yeah, I mean, we can try. And also, we took out Tesserin, and he's bonded to that dragon. And when you
Wait.
kill one, you kill the other. And you usually perish. If they're both dead, it
But
probably can't re-die, but it's probably really injured.
and you want to talk to the pissed off dragon that's already pissed off at us.
No. No. I'm saying we talk to Netresian.
The Forge Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I say, maybe we need to go after Etyrian.
I thought we were already going after Tyrion.
I'm talking about in the next few days going after him.
I'm talking about the next few days, like reattaching Bill's ankles.
Because those... When one of them dies for good, that bond, the other one usually dies too. And if they're both undead, I'm sure that complicates things, but it can't be very well off.
Are you pulling this out of your ass?
No,
Or
I'm
is
not.
this something that we've learned?
It's something that we've learned.
Okay. Because I have no memory of that at all. But I
'Cause I
also
take
wasn't doing
notes.
the. Well, I wasn't the one doing like the research and stuff.
Yeah, it says the trials to become Dragon Rider create a bond. Kill one, the other one will perish. That's what Zydak was telling us. Like when we had the meeting with her in the kitchen.
Right. Again, I'm still on the of the mindset that Natresian is just a walking, flying force of nature that Tessarian used just to make sure no one could get into Jeskyria, so they could use it as a staging ground.
Also, he betrayed. Maybe I'm just theorizing, but he betrayed everyone, what, those 60, 70 years back. Because he was looking for something in Jeskyria. And I'm wondering if what he was looking for was Ildarian's shard. And he got what he wanted from there, and since he's been corrupting it and doing whatever. I don't know.
Let's go down. We're gonna just twist ourselves in circles. And not going in circles here.
Yes, to the right path. I'll lead the way.
No, you stay in the back because you are exhausted as hell.
I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Bobby, I got this, man.
I just poke his forehead.
Man down.
Medic!
Bill, the most dangerous spot actually is in the back. Because something might be following us. You gotta watch the back.
What about all those
hold
dudes?
the rear.
Always guard the booty.
Harrow just looks at Levi. Reverse psychology.
Okay, you head down the right path. This one, as you, it's kind of it's a hallway that ends in an alcove, kind of large dome-like structure, and you do notice, that there is those same keyholes on the wall, but this time, like, whatever barrier was here is gone because you just stepped through into the like open archway into the dome beyond, and this one, like, in here you can see like broken stone busts and kind of statues just litter the place, but beyond rubble and ruin there is nothing of to be found. Like, it looks like it probably was some sort of vault, but now is just nothing more picked over.
So we don't see anything in the vault. It's just kind of.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been emptied out.
Most certainly.
And
yeah.
there's only one way in and out of the vault.
Yes.
I like to search for a secret button.
Make an investigation check.
I'd like to encourage somebody else to search for it.
I'd like to search for an item that's like glowing, and when you go up to it and highlight it and inspect it, it like jogs another cutscene memory for Bill.
Okay.
Are there any of those lying around?
Bill, go ahead and roll roll an investigation check.
Okay. 4.
Okay. You begin to pick your way through the rubble and ruin that make up this place. You don't find anything of value or importance in any of it. It's picked over and ruined. Bits of pieces of metal, like here and there, broken piece of a sword, kind of metallic dust littering the floor, now just rusted over.
Seeing Bill looking around obviously for gold, I will also do the same thing with a 1 for my investigation check.
Gotcha. Same thing. But Bill, as you do kind of stand here looking through, you do have a bit of a memory surface that you do recall, like last time you were in here. The smell was more like brimstone, but than it is like of ash these days. Odd, but not to the point of like concern. And you are walking amongst a group of individuals. You see that earlier woman, red hair, yourself, Migosh, Gunther, being led by an older gray-haired figure in armor, kind of gesturing, various busts and pieces. Before someone goes to like reach out and touch something, he spins and turns. Very, kind of stubbled face, his helmet stuck under, stern, cold glare. There is a warmth and a softness to his features and his demeanor, even during the admonishment of "Don't touch that." As he does, you do see a glint of gold kind of spin in his belt. Like a sword hilt with no blade. Before you find yourself popped from the reverie, standing in the ruined vault once more.
And whose belt was that? Sorry, I missed the beginning.
Some
Old guy with stubble.
older, some old grizzled veteran.
Okay, so it wasn't one of like the core 3 or 4.
No, like the other, Bill noticed like the,
Gunther, Migosh.
yeah, no, I was, himself and 5 other individuals in this room. Elrock, Gunther, Migosh.
All being led by an old dude.
All being led by an old dude.
Of course, I relay that information.
With a gold, like a cylindrical golden, like sword hilt with no blade.
So, as cool as that is, and like, that's totally probably the key that we're looking for. I need to remind everyone, we are fucked up. Should probably go back and rest for a bit, and then come back, check out the super creepy fucking dead people in Dragon area.
Yeah.
I agree.
Lance is actually not completely wildly wrong for once.
Take it in, guys. It's gonna be a long
Also,
time till
if
next.
you can describe the thing or even draw a picture of it, or maybe we can hire an artist to draw a rendition of it to make this as clear as possible for Lance. He could try to cast locate object on it tomorrow.
Oh, I can fucking do that tonight.
You still have
Hold
spell
on.
slots left?
That's not a spell slot to use.
Bill, you have like enough memory of it from like that. It was like, it's something weird. It's like, you weren't focusing on the sword. Like, you were trying to focus on like just finding something, but like you remember things like from that thing, like watching Sorrow like reach out to touch. Like, there's a beautiful like set of armor that she's like gleaming just in pure silver, like filigree, that she's like reaching out to kind of touch before she is very, very quick admonished. It's like this.
Who's getting
The red,
the redhead?
red-haired.
Yeah, the redhead, the red.
And what was her name?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Alright, Cap. With his description of it, I'm gonna guess locate object. It says,
Okay.
You know the specific object as long as you've been within 30 feet of it. Alternatively, you can cast the nearest object of the particular kind without knowing it. So, based on his description, it's a sword without the actual blade. So it's just the hilt and handle, right? Then I'll cast locate object on that. And if it's within 1,000 feet, I know where it is.
Alright, you cast locate object. Bill kind of describes it from this recent election to the best of his ability. Nothing.
Yeah.
I know we've seen it somewhere.
I ain't got shit, guys. Also, like, a sword without the sword. Probably a pretty fucking unique thing.
Alright, we'll try to get Rami to take us back to the teleportation area.
Okay.
Wait, it has to be within like 1,000 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How far away is the Colosseum from here?
Quarter mile. Oh.
So within range.
Probably just on the edge of it, but for 10 minutes it lasts, so if Lance keeps it up while you guys make your way back, attempting to locate object, the duration of that 10 minutes, as you make your way back towards the Aether Gate, you do not get any pings or any indication that whatever it was that described to you is remote by. Skirting the edge of the town back to the Aether Gate doesn't seem, other than the odd patrol that you encounter, nobody seems to detect you, or at least no fights are started as far as you're aware before you make your way back to the Aether.
You're kind of cutting out for me a lot, Kyle. I don't know if you can move your mic a little bit closer.
Sorry.
And can we?
I don't have the same volume today.
Right. And can we freely use the Aether Gate to get back to our ship and stuff, or do we have to go to their camp?
We can't go straight to our ship, but we can go to the city where our ship is. And
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, you go through the Aether Gate immediately to the other, like, to the gate from which you had originally traveled, which
ship's
is
very close.
where your ship is currently staged. Yes.
I mean that we like the Aether Gate will not take us onto our ship.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's parked
No,
real
but
close.
you go from gate to gate. So that same sort of transition, you traverse the Aether Gate once more. Rami telling you all to just quiet, stay still. Okay, everyone take a step forward, and like, everyone kind of waits for everyone to take a step. Okay, hurry, and then watch him kind of like smash that quicksilver orb as it just like erupts and a gate forms, and you all traverse through to the other side, just before the gate closes back up in the starry night sky behind it that kind of like peeks into the deep ethereal, vanishes into this kind of like a rubber band kind of sucking as the stars spill out, forming with quicksilver that kind of pool onto the floor.
Any of us freak out this time?
No. It is such a quick like traversal that any sort of like weirdness is it's over too fast before it can like really register.
So we swear we see a sequence that lasts upwards of 10 to 30 seconds. Maybe we should pay a visit to our old buddy Morris. I mean, considering the fact that he had these in his inventory, who knows? Maybe some weird sword without a blade. Has some sort of magical properties wound up in his possession.
We could write him a letter.
And we still have
He's kind of like on the other side of the world.
Don't we still have the rocks? Be like, it says Duke Nist to be like, hey, hit up Morris and get us back.
You can just use the paper.
So technically, funny thing about that, you use the paper, it sends your message to that person. Technically, they cannot respond unless they have a means of communication.
Yeah.
So, just so you're aware.
No, I know.
But I'm assuming
obviously,
somebody who fucking
Morrison,
sells this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morrison and yeah.
None
People
of you
that
guys.
you have used it on so far, thankfully, do have a method of communication back with you.
I mean, that
Which
means
then
technically we
kind
would
of
be able to
like-
say something back to them because they're using like a message bell.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as a form of sending, basically.
Nobody remembers finding anything like just a sword hilt. Nothing.
I don't remember why we're doing this whole thing, so no.
Can I do a history check of our adventures and see if I recollect any kind of hints?
The guy who's forgotten everything about his past is
I don't
definitely
think.
gonna remember.
Unless I as the DM am forgetting something, which is never happens. I don't believe any of you have come across something like this before.
I don't think that we have, not in this campaign.
No.
Okay.
Although I suppose it's possible that Morrison is just sitting on, the key to opening all this shit.
He doesn't know what the fuck it is.
To rename his shop to the Ex Machina.
It's just in a junk rares box in the bottom of the.
All right.
Oh, this
cash
old
register.
thing? Oh,
Yeah.
gross. It still has dust on it.
When we get back to our ship, first thing I do is check out the kobolds.
Are we going back to our ship or are we just going home? Are we going to the house?
I'd say the house.
I would go back to the
Yeah.
ship to check on the kobolds.
Because the ship is still, like, getting repaired. I'm assuming our crew is
Yeah.
not even on the ship. I'm assuming they have, like, left the ship at the...
Well, I guess if they're at our new residence, then I would go wherever the kobolds are.
You return, you do see Phasmus. Phasmus appears to be the only one
He's like overseeing the repairs.
Yeah. Mm.
Yo, Fabulous, where the fuck are the kobolds?
They're actually just not too far away. Got us some rooms while they effect repairs on the ship. Should it be necessary, we could scramble personnel and be on our way in a jiff.
Oh, that's smart. Next time, just like chill at our place. We have a house. That was smart thinking, being quick.
It was offered, but it would take what I deemed as too much time in the event we were needed.
Good call, man. Make sure those little fucks don't like mess anything up. Ring us if you need anything.
I will do.
Head over to the kobolds.
Okay, so you head over. There's like a small little like no frills hotel basically.
Bananas.
Where everyone's just kind of holed up waiting. Most of the crew and the kobold currently are like sitting down for dinner having a meal.
Good timing.
Ah! You being a good boy?
Yeah, they have lots of soup here.
Oh, shit. Good job. Have you been helping them out?
No, they got very angry.
That makes
I
sense.
suggested recipes, so we just eat.
Oh, good. Have you been sneaking out?
Like the rest of the crew were like, you don't even know what it took. Oh, thank the lords. just happy that they're like honestly behaving, and you can tell that the rest of the crew is like wildly on edge because of it.
It's literally like an employee trying to like babysit an employer's kids while they're not around. And you're like,
Yeah.
I can't reprimand them, but they're running fucking wild.
Yeah, and it's like, or there's definitely a sentiment of like they're behaving. So what the fuck are they actually up to? Because something bad's about to happen, and everyone's just really, really on edge. Like, you know, they got that real kind of like nervous twitch. Like you stroll up and they kind of like start, you know, they're just waiting, like, you know, some sort of explosion to happen or something terrible. They're just like at the drop of a pin, ready to happen.
So basically, they have more exhaustion than Bill right now.
Yes. The crew has suffered like 4 levels of exhaustion. One for each kobold.
That's fair. That's reasonable.
God damn it.
Well, I'll just catch up and like relay the normalcy of what is a non-normal life with the crew of the kobolds.
Yeah, and for what constitutes is normal. Yeah, it's the closest like facsimile that you can arrive at, given the circumstances. So did you bring us souvenirs?
Did I?
Yeah, gifts.
The gift shop was closed.
Harrow just like shuffles over to Bill and tries to like scrape off some of like the blood.
Oh!
Like a vial.
Oh yeah, check this shit out.
And I will pull off the Foreman Stinger from that one Amber Ant-ish people's thing that we did way back when. That I took the stinger off the big guy, and I will give it to them because it's dangerous and they would probably like it.
Weren't they with us when you got that?
No. That was before we went to the Underdark.
Oh.
That's what made us go to the Underdark, because we went down below from the church.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harrow like pass over the vial and be like, "This is interesting, because it's blood of an enemy and a friend combined." Just
Oh, that's so cool. That's going in soup.
Sense?
Wait, frenemy soup. Yeah.
Amazing.
I kind of wish I'd grabbed like some of the sand from the Colosseum for him.
Oh,
The
there's
bone
definitely
soup?
like, yeah, there's definitely lots of that, like in your boots and
Like
shoes.
as you come back
just-
from fucking Burning Man, there's just sand everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even just a day at the beach. Like that shit gets everywhere.
Hera will like take off her boots and like some of her armor and try and get like a little flask of it and hand it over to him.
Yeah, don't even care like how it was transported. The fact that they like actually got something, they're like super stoked about it.
Hera will pass it over and like, "This was in a Colosseum from like
Now I
the
feel real
ancient
bad.
city of Drascaria, of like your homeland, the dragon homeland. And people used to fight and do battles and they would crush each other to dust, and this is all that remains."
Oh, this is like people. Yeah. You just
It's
like
got at least 10,000 people in there.
oh,
Goblins, dragons, liches.
I'ma crush up all my enemies to dust.
That's a good call.
Keeps him from coming back after you later.
Necromancer can't raise dead if there's thousands of dead within the one vial that he's trying to raise.
Unless he raises all of them.
One
Instant
like two,
army.
yeah, 1 2-ounce vial of dead has the enough bones to make you an instant army.
Oh, yeah, better be fucking careful with that one.
Where's Ringo when we need him?
Oh, and then Hera will like pull out the Hera will pull out like the soul gem from the from the lantern, and then like pass it over to Gary, and then telepathically tell him like, "You should give this to him." And just, it's expended souls. It's spoopy. They might like it.
It's one that's already been fired?
Yeah. It's from like the lantern, like an expended soul gem.
Yeah, the one from the lantern.
And you could tell him the story about how it like let us see stuff.
No, I don't like the message that sends. I mean, first of all, if we start giving them treats now, they're going to expect treats every time we come back, and that's just not fair to either of us, because that's only going to lead to disappointment. And second of all, souls are not treats.
And Jaren's like, I'm sorry. Should have given you a heads up. I had to tell them something that they had to behave, or they wouldn't get their gifts.
Smart man. Good job.
You started this?
Yes.
I'll give him 5 gold.
Alright. Here's
Well, you took that
here's
better
20
than I
gold.
expected.
You go out and you find them treats. And you tell them it's from us, and you wrap them and you put nice little bows on it.
And so you're going to watch them. Oh, thank you. Just
He just made out like a fucking bandit. 25 gold and a chance to leave the kobolds.
You even you watch Jared just skip a little jig, like right as he hooks the corner around an alleyway, like into the nearest like souvenir gift shop, and he's gone. And you watch him come out maybe 20 minutes later, and then head to the nearest bar.
Fair enough.
I mean, what's the worst that
Yes,
can happen?
This is definitely one of those situations where a rich person This is like, here, take this $10,000 and figure out a way to punish yourself with it.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
And that's why he's called Jaren, sir.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We are like, every time we go somewhere, like, things have a tendency to die. We just bring them back a little bit. And look, this was stuff that we already had on our... It cost nothing. It was
What the fuck are we
literally
gonna
nothing.
do with it? I've been holding on to that stinger for fucking ever.
It makes them happy.
Alright, I'm too tired to fight about this right now.
All right.
Also, the shit that we gave them was like only kind of lethal. They can do a lot more damage without it. Alright, well, I'm tired as fuck. I'm gonna go back to ship.
Oh god.
Checking
One
out.
of the dogs just farted and it's terrible.
Only kind of lethal.
Only kind of...
So, I'm going to advocate for going to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already on my way back to the
I
ship.
know that it is early.
You make your way back to the treehouse?
I'm going
Yeah.
to the ship.
Okay.
I know
Yeah,
they're
man.
working on it and stuff, but I just want to sleep in my own bed.
Also,
technically, I know that my own bed is also the treehouse, but I've only slept there
Yeah.
once.
There is a crew that is currently working on the ship. There is banging. And
Alright,
yelling
fine, I'll
and
go to the
smashing.
treehouse.
And, like, you try, and you're like, I've slept through a lot, and it's almost like they're like that grumpy little goblin. You see him there overseeing it, and it's like, is he getting back at me? Like, he almost like you just envisioned every time you're trying to sleep that he's just making eye contact, like, with you, just banging
Like,
that.
he's not
gavel.
actually working on something. He has like a pan and a hammer, just like smashing noises.
Just make it, yeah. Like, are they actually working, or are they just making noise for the sake of making noise? You eventually give up. You're like, okay, fuck this, and you make your way back to the treehouse.
All right. Step defeat.
All right.
First thing I do though is use my last remaining spell slot to summon Ralph.
Okay.
Second level.
Everyone begin to bed down for the evening. Take your long rest as the day's exhaustion sweeps through all of you. Harrow, as you're on the cusp of letting yourself sink into that black inky void, a voice comes through to you. Hey, so we had a deal, and well, this is just a heads up. Contract came through.
Is it...
To which you immediately recognize the voice of Des.
And that's on Levi?
Oh god. Well, why does this remind?
Can you give us more? Hold on.
Was it a message or was it like a paper message? Can she
Yeah.
reply?
Yeah, you can reply to this message.
Yeah.
You gotta have enough words left in the sending
Yeah.
spell so people know.
Can you give me more information on what the contract is and how we can negotiate around it? Also, a meeting with the Dawnseer? Question mark.
Look, like I said, I'll let you know it's coming before it comes. Time's of the essence. Maybe making a case before the Dawn Seer before things go bad. Good idea. Can't tell you too much.
When can we meet with her?
Um, come the arms gold. Work out a deal with the Mistress of Pain. Maybe you get your audience
The
before your
Mistress
friend
of Pain?
loses his head. It's the best I can do.
I really appreciate it. And if you have free time in Yarn School, I'd like to talk more. And with that, Harrow gets up, grabs her brooch of warding, busts into Levi's room, and pins it on him, and is, not very gentle about it.
Levi, you get woken up just as you're like falling into slumber. Just like you feel that sharp prick and the pin just kind of like gouging into your skin a bit. Like you feel the prick before it kind of like smashes into the lapel.
Harrow, you worked on my arm, not my chest. I thought experiment on the arm, not me.
Harrow just looks at you. We got shit to work out.
Oh, God.
You got a contract on you, sir.
Fuck.
Sleep well. Just
Sleep well. You got a contract on you. Sleep well.
Amazing.
just pats Levi, turns around, and walks out.
I'm blaming Lance.
Inspiration.
I don't care how. I'm blaming Lance. And I second that inspiration, even though the DM is saying inspiration.
I'll take it.
Fuck. The hell did I get myself into? And just out of idle curiosity, I'm gonna try to find a mirror in my room and stare really hard at it.
Okay.
Has Levi ever considered asking them if they can cure him of vampirism?
Yeah, multiple times. It all resulted in kill the vampire. There you go. You're cured.
That's fair.
Alright, so everyone gets their long rest. You wake up the next morning in the comfort of the armament within the bowels of Shaharat. Some of you having a bit more of a restful sleep than others. Heavy thoughts weighing on your mind.
When everyone wakes up, Harrow around breakfast. I know we were gonna take a few days to, get rested up and whatnot, but we need to go to Yarn Scold.
What?
As probably quicker. Best be quick about it.
Why?
So you weren't there, but when we met up with Phasmus's friends in Bishnik Bay, they were one of them. You know, the one that I thought was Odessa, that is Odessa, but isn't. That
Isn't
weird.
Odessa?
Have I even told you? I haven't even told you about that one. Okay, so I messaged Odessa and was like, "Oh, hey, I know about your grandfather." And she was like, "What? My grandfather said it was blah blah blah, and it's not Bill." And so I was like, "Hey, we're going to Jaskiria. We should meet up." And didn't hear anything because we did all of that. So there's that, and we really need to talk to her. But also, when we were in Bishnik Bay, she did not react very kindly to the presence of Levi, because apparently the Umbra Dawn, which they're a part of, hunts things like that. And because we gave her information, she worked out a deal that she would tip us off if there was a contract out on Levi, and she just alerted me that a contract just came up.
A contract for what?
To murder him.
Wait, they're
To
assassins?
eliminate.
Assassins of the
What?
nocturnally based creatures and curses and like.
Yeah, they hunt down monsters.
So,
For
What?
money.
Yes, I think.
what's the problem if
Obviously.
they just like meet us in the fucking Dragon Temple?
Well, that's not. I asked if we could see the Dawn Seer and how to work out cancelling the contract, and she said go to Yarnskold and see if we talk to the Mistress of Pain and maybe get out of it or work
Hey,
around.
Mistress of Pain. I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, what the fuck is
Well,
that all about?
Also,
I'm not sure.
is that
We
more
like-
pressing than like demons and dragons and liches trying to destroy the fucking world? No offense, Levi. I think cool, but I feel like we have bigger shit to fry.
There was, I mean, yes, but also it's the quicker we. Okay, how many bad guys do you want on our tail? Like, I've got
None.
my shit,
I would
you've
like
got your shit,
0 bad guys on our tail.
and this is just adding someone who could be an ally that's getting pitted against us that I don't really want to see, and it's just one more person after us. And it's in Yarnskold, which is where Migosh and Rose are from.
Quite nice for once.
It's where Odessa is, which I'm willing to stake a lot on that is his granddaughter.
Yeah, well, now we're adding my life onto that stake too, so I'd much rather see us come out on top of this bet.
That was a good joke. I don't want to hear about stakes.
So
You're telling me?
I don't know why the contract came up now, of all times. Because it didn't seem like she was going to report it. And
No.
she said that she would give us a heads up if it happened.
So
I
again,
don't know what happened.
what's the harm of them like coming out here?
I don't think meeting with the leader of a religious sect, if you're the one that has a contract down on you, I don't think you are the one calling the shots of like, hey, I'm gonna talk to your leader, come meet us here.
I don't know if you know this about fucking Bobby and the shit queen. This is all about religious shit. They want to come over and like fight some dragons and fight a fucking bloodsucker. Let them do that. Worst case scenario, they just kill a bunch of shit behind us.
I'm just
It's like it helps in our case of trying to appease and try to bargain for my life if we go to them.
Can't
Make
we
it
just
seem like
like
we're actually want to cooperate with them.
can't we just like
What?
send a message?
we've been to Draskiria. Yeah, on school is next if we're going after Bill and trying to
We
figure
haven't
it out.
like finished the shit. We're down like one path.
We haven't even like come close to scratching the surface of the shit in Drascaria, though.
No. But also, we don't even know what, like, it's just a hilt. It's a blade. It doesn't have a blade. What if it's, okay, what if we find that book again that had all that information about the braces, and maybe the Umbra has some sort of, like, we can do more research and see what the Umbra is, and if there's any connection to the Order of the Pyre. Bill, does anything with the Umbra ring familiar?
You're muted.
Muted.
You muted.
No,
Make a history check.
You
I don't even have to. Here, watch.
you had a vision.
Oh,
You're no
17.
longer. Oh, you're still at disadvantage.
Um,
I rolled a 19 and 18.
so that's not true at all. You actually like have a lot of history with him.
Yeah, I have a ton of history. Jeez. get
Like
back
you had a vision of you like going there speaking to somebody, like once.
there.
You
Okay.
you might have literally forgotten because it has been a while, but you did have you did have a like a vision or a memory like resurface of like going to meet someone.
Me and the Umbridge Dawn go way back.
Yeah, you and Dolores.
Dolores?
Umbridge.
Dolores.
Now Dolores Umbridge.
Harry
It's like
Potter.
me and the Umbridge Dawn.
I understand the reference. I was thinking you were serious about.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No.
Sorry. I don't need to confuse you all more with any more
No.
names. I
Bill.
apologize. It's already named spaghetti. I'm sorry, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, what do you remember about the Umbra?
I sought to talk to one of them whose
Dawnseer?
name was.
Was it the Dawnseer?
9.
It was
The
9.
the Dawnseer.
Alright.
About
About
Rose.
Rose.
Alright.
What about Rose?
I'll be asking for her hand in marriage.
Was
Was she a fucking part of the Umbra
she was not part of the Dawn,
Or was she?
But your granddaughter is.
but she could have been.
We're at a dead end. Maybe not a dead end, but like we can't. Yes, we can stay here.
We haven't even hit the fucking end of the tunnel that we just went down. Why are we stopping? Fucking go to an entirely different part of the continent. I've been like so fucking game about all the shit that led us from when I just wanted to see some motherfucker swallow swords and juggle fire, and now I'm fucking here. And I have no fucking clue what's going on. The only thing I know is we didn't even fucking finish the path. I'm confused as shit and angry.
I just.
Odessa, here's the book you were talking about. Read it from page to page. Right? The book is still in our treehouse, right? The one that talks all about the greater weapon? Or did What's His Nuts take it back to the library?
If you would have asked for it, it would have been delivered this morning. Technically, it would have been given back to the lore keepers. Well, they're just called the keepers, but
I retroactively ask for the book.
I'll allow it because there's a lot of name spaghetti to go around. So anything that I can do to help you guys.
And I hand the book to her
Okay.
because she did ask for it.
Right. I will look through it. But I think it at least somewhat lines up with our goals. We don't have the bladeless sword. We don't know where it is.
Mike completely agrees with Lance, but Gary very much thinks that we should go deal with the Ember Dawn.
Mike agrees with that.
Glad to know you guys want to keep Levi around.
Nope.
I think that yeah. I mean, out of character, nobody wants to keep Levi around. That's fucked up, man.
Was there?
Wow. And that was an out of character fuck Levi.
I would sacrifice Levi for finishing a quest.
I mean, yeah, we can wait a few days on it. Like, we're still sick, but
Yeah, first of all, the one person that would have any like insight onto whether or not this is important still has 2 things of exhaustion on it. Second of all, this is the first like actual path forward that we've had in a long time.
Oh,
Where is Youngster?
I
Where is
also asked
Youngster
for
anyway?
the
How?
belt that we got because I will cast detect magic on it.
Oh yeah, I guess like during
yeah.
that time.
yeah, no, we'll pull it out.
That is called a belt of grappling.
Oh, dope.
Take it off, and you throw it at target, and they have to succeed on a DC 17 save. Standard grapple check. So athletics or acrobatics, DC 17. Or be restrained.
Is it like what are those things called? The bolos, where like it grapples them at a distance, or do they like come to you, or how does that work?
It's a belt, so
Do you have to be within 5 feet to use it, or is it a distant thing?
like you could probably throw it. Like it's not like you're gonna like throw it hella far because
It's a
belt.
magic bola, then.
Yeah. But it's also a belt. So
That's
So I guess the
That's
question I'm
badass.
asking is, would Harrow get use of it, or would it have to be somebody who's close, like Bill?
anybody? I mean, technically, if Harrow used it, I guess she could drop it. It's just like for the thrown property, it's only got a range of 15 feet, so you can't like throw it, like a super
that's not
distance.
bad.
Like you could throw it, but I'm saying 15 feet is going to be the range on that.
Gotcha.
It's more like it's a close range like grappling like thing. So
Wouldn't take it for myself. I'd probably give it to
more than
I feel
who's gonna get the most use out of it mechanically. Which player is going to remember they have it and
So I think the way that I'm looking at it is either
I mean,
Bill,
you don't have to use
myself, or
everything I give
Gary,
you, but
because Bill and myself could use it in the middle of a fight, whereas Gary can use it to get away from somebody.
Secondary question, Kyle.
Could you add this to your repertoire of like summonable items?
Technically not a weapon.
it is. Yeah, it is not
It
a
is
weapon.
not. It's not
No.
counted as a weapon.
Yeah.
No, it is.
I could
it is
only
a
use
belt.
weapons.
It's a belt. So
would
it's
the act of
technically a piece of armor.
would the act of using the belt count as an action or a bonus action?
That's a
It
good
is.
question.
You can use it as part of an attack if you have extra like. If
So
you
if
have
I,
an
like,
extra attack,
Boloed, then I could still attack.
you would still have one attack. Yeah.
So it takes an attack.
It
So
takes
it's part of your attack action.
as part of your attack action. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
if you have yeah.
So if somebody was trying to run away, I could bolo them and then attack them
Yeah.
once they're grappled.
So then, yeah, definitely either Bill or pretty much everyone who gets an extra attack, pretty much.
Or, like I said, like Gary could use it if somebody's trying to attack him. He can grapple them and then run away. Because if they're restrained,
That's
he can
true.
run away for free.
But Gary rarely wears pants, so the belt part is
I
fairly
mean,
practical.
you could wear a belt with a dress.
Yeah. That's like a fashion
With your
statement.
shorts and your,
Exactly.
My bathrobe.
Your beautiful
I mean, yeah,
movement.
hold your
Yeah.
bathrobe close.
Exactly.
It's
just
a
get
belt.
rid of the cloth, put the fucking bolo belt on
Then
there.
everybody's getting the show.
I mean,
when have you been upset with that?
Yeah, what's different than normal?
Also,
So,
you could put your gun on it.
why? So you
Belt
could throw
of
your weapons
grab.
at them
Yeah,
as
I
well?
was just gonna say you can throw your gun at them.
It
Here, I'm gonna
sounds like a
grapple you, but
Gary
in the
thing to
event that you
do.
escape, here's
You're-
something to shoot us back with.
You're restrained, but now I've given you a ranged weapon.
That's the most thing.
All right, I'm taking it.
Okay.
Alright. I like the idea of you having like a get out of case thing.
I just like the absurdity of like, but like restrain him, throw the belt, like throw it. But you just like that, you get that slow mo shot, just 1 second like freeze frame with the gun still in the
Still
holster,
attached.
and then he's like goes to like draw it, like.
Ah, son of
Yeah.
You can't move, but you
That
can
moment,
shoot.
Yeah.
stuff.
Like wraps up and it falls down into the guy's restrained hand. Just
Like, okay.
yeah. Stupidity.
It was silly.
Okay.
So does it grapple or does it restrain?
Restrained.
Restrain? Okay.
But it's called the belt of grappling.
I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yeah. But it restrains the target.
Then Gary can probably get more use out of this
Actually,
out of combat than
I'll
anybody
say-
else.
Yeah, I think so.
No, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it could also just be like you grapple him and then
My
I could
original
do
idea
other
was
things.
it hits and you become grappled. If they fail their save, then they become restrained. But I was like, a free no save grapple is broken, so
Yeah,
you
that's
can
hard.
do that.
I mean, I feel like that's what the net gun should do. Like, if you fail your save, you become restrained.
Isn't that what the net gun does? Or is it
I mean,
just
I
grapple?
don't remember. I'm just saying. I
I'm
feel like
pretty sure
that.
that is what the net gun does.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
saying.
pretty
Like,
sure
it,
that's exactly what the net gun does. Yeah.
it
is it
sounds like that
restrains
is what I was saying. Is
Yeah.
like those
Yeah.
two items seem like similar items.
And actually, the net gun isn't even a. No, the net gun is on hit. You are grappled. If they fail their save on their turn, then they're restrained. So
Gotcha.
it is an immediate grapple on a hit. So it's a ranged attack. So it like that's
Net guns
kind
have
of
stuff further though. Like has a longer range.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying is the net gun is super good, and we should definitely use it.
The net gun is really good, and nobody
Probably
uses it.
should
but
have
it's
been
fine.
using it a lot.
You probably should have, but we never get there. That's fine. I don't expect everything I give you to get used. But you know, in the event that something arises where you absolutely need it, you have it. Those are
I
always
just
good.
used the Foreman Stinger, Kyle. So clearly it will get used just months down the road.
Oh, the Formian Stinger, yeah. By giving it away.
The Foreman Stinger?
Yeah, the Foreman
That's what I
Stinger.
wrote.
How does it compare to the grill?
George Formian Stinger.
Well, I was like, Foreman, like the dude who oversees a construction site. I was like, that makes sense. I didn't put two and two together that it could be Foreman. I just thought it was like the guy in charge. I took his stinger. Makes sense.
George Formian Stinger. Okay.
You broke, Kyle.
Yep. It really packs a wallop.
Dude, watch out for your feet.
Yeah.
That was an office reference. I like the smell of bacon when I wake up in the morning. Is that so wrong?
Michael, get your foot out of the CP machine.
What's worse, a head injury or a foot injury?
What is that from?
The Office.
Okay.
Michael burns his foot, and then Dwight has a concussion, and he asks the doctor, "What's worse, a head injury or a foot injury?"
I was trying to remember, like, I know I've seen that before. Where?
Fucking ridiculous.
Okay, so back on track.
So we're going to completely jump rails once again, and now go to Yarm's Gold in search of Rose's granddaughter / mom / extended family, and
not
also, if we can, try to get them to not kill Levi.
I'm not saying we do it like now, but within like the week. Like,
The sooner the better, but hey, what's my life?
So, we got like 2
I
days.
just like how Levi's just like super pissed off, like passive, like switched to complete passive aggressive, like.
Hey, bro.
I
It wasn't
mean,
my decision to make you a vampire, okay? You did
Nor
that
was it
all on your
mine.
own.
You can only die again. Once. I think there's something there. I don't know. In any case, we have 2 days before Bobby becomes, less of an old man. I feel like we should just check out the shit down below, because we're already fucking here, instead of going off path again, and who knows when the fuck we'll be back here. I remember telling that sweet old lady who made us cookies, yo, I'll see you fucking like in a couple weeks or something, and it's been months.
What is Lance advocating that we check out here?
we continue on the path down towards dragon thing. Because we're already here.
We're not there, right?
Well, we can go back through the portal and go down.
We're in an area where
Yeah, but I
Skims
can
access to it.
teleport us there whenever we want to.
Yeah, basically the idea is
Well, then
like,
what the fuck is the issue?
if we leave, when the fuck are we gonna come back here? And this seems like a much more pressing issue with literal hell and our Earth equivalent fucking going at it with dragons and demons.
I mean, one, we've got a contract out on Levi's life. 2, we need to take care of Eterian, because that bond has weakened him, and I'm assuming it works in undeath as well.
Also,
But
no
we
offense,
also
Levi.
need that bladeless hilt, and maybe the Umbra Dawn has it. Maybe they don't.
Maybe they at least like know where to find it,
Yeah.
or could give us information on what it is or what it does, or anything else. Like, I don't think going to talk to the Umbra Dawn is a bad idea. I think we will get more information out of them than we will just like running around like jackasses in hopes of eventually finding something, right?
Yeah, asking another nation state about the intricacies and state secrets of another nation state. A long
Yes.
dead nation state.
Because that's worked out so well for us so far.
But we
That's
also
what you
have,
wanted to do.
But we have Bill, and he has some sort of tenuous connection to them. So it's not completely like just walking in blindfolded of like, we have no idea what we're doing here. We're like, we have someone, we have a connection.
Yeah,
It might
maybe-
be tenuous, but
Maybe the old lady will remember Bill. Also, before we do anything, Lance, pull out that body. Let's fucking speak with Dead.
No, I'll pull it out.
Okay.
For God's sakes, do it away from the main door of our estate.
It's our fucking
Okay.
home. Who gives a shit?
I
I got
don't
like
think
this
they
in the
really give-
corner, and the only people that are going to be mad at me is you guys.
Harrow will
wait.
just close the
Hold
doors
on.
and the blinds.
I get 5 questions, right?
You close the doors and pull the vines is what you
Pull
need
the-
to say. Pull the
Okay.
vines.
Yes. I pull the vines.
Shutter. The little lights in the interior, they're kind of like they warmen. They warmen. They warm.
And that kind of makes sense.
Um,
They're vines they worm in.
They like the glow warms to light the interior. That's what I mean to say.
I lay it out as respectfully as possible.
Okay.
So, what 5 questions should I ask?
Well,
And I'm going to write them down so that I don't.
could ask what events preceded your death? Or
Just so we're clear, we think that this body is the body of the red hair chick that Bill's describing, right?
Yes.
if we could ask who Bill is.
So I was thinking, like,
We could ask about the sword.
who do you serve?
Right.
Also, like, who is she and what's her relationship to Bill?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you got to remember, there's like 2 bills
two
on
questions.
that thing.
Just FYI.
We
There are like
should
2
see.
bills on this. We got to make sure that we know that they're talking about the right bill.
I fully understand that was 2 questions, but I feel like those are 2 questions that are very pertinent to why we're asking this person questions.
Yeah, no, I was just like,
I don't know that we necessarily need to know who she is, but what is her relationship to Bill? Be good.
Also, why were they there? Why were they fighting that specific battle?
Who were they fighting?
Yeah. Why were they fighting?
So go for
Also,
the trifecta. How are they fighting?
the bladeless sword.
I think that's probably one of the more important ones.
What purpose does the hilt of that sword serve? Maybe? Or what's behind the locks? What does it open?
Yeah, I think that's a much better question than asking about the sword.
That's actually
simply because who the fuck knows if she knows about the sword, but she probably knows what's behind those locks. Don't ask her specifics about the sword because she may or may not be high enough to actually know what the fuck the sword is. But she at least probably knows rumors about what's behind the lock.
And
no, she saw the sword.
The Drazcuria, that area was called what? Not the Colosseum, but the
Solarium.
The Solarium.
But you can
what's locked away in the Solarium?
Yeah, you can see things and have no clue what they are, what their meaning is. But she probably understands why this is locked versus how the sword works and what it is and all that shit. You know what I mean?
I want to ask a question about the Forged Dragon.
Okay.
But I feel like that we might start to get answers on that. So I'm gonna ask what's locked away in the Solarium first, and then I'm gonna start it on the like who she is and what her relationship to Bill and all that shit is, and we may end up wanting to ask like a clarifying question instead of one of the ones we've already written down.
What about like the purpose of that last battle?
Yeah, we got why were you fighting? Or who were you fighting? I mean, I think we're gonna have to limit it a little bit. So we'll start.
Okay.
I'll cast a spell.
Okay. What does it look like?
Nothing super fancy with this one. Just kind of pulling out the pipe, packing a little bit of like this is more of a tobacco blend than like harder drugs.
Okay.
Just kind of clutching the holy symbol.
Put the little dice in the eyes.
I mean, I like take a couple puffs and then I just kind of like set the pipe in the mouth of the skull.
Okay. Okay. You finish casting the spell, holding your holy symbol. You feel that divine energy flow through you. That sound of dice and bones rolling with the tinkle of coins. That kind of warm breeze followed by the just kind of at ease feeling that you have come to recognize as Timora's gift. So the pipe kind of into this skeleton's figure. And as you exhale your smoke, as it disperses, you watch it kind of suck into the chest cavity. And you watch the skeleton kind of push as vines kind of from the floor seem to kind of wrap up in and surround, kind of creating a vine and moss twisted covering of this body, and it seems to cast over. You watch as smoke inhales, and with it you hear that life giving kind of gasp breathe into this long dead corpse. Just smoke-filled eyes behind the sockets of the skull lock in the direction of Gary, unblinking and unmoving.
Oh, okay. So like, hi, I'm Gary. This is the Breakfast Club. We came across this guy Bill, and we'll see if you know him later. But like, what is locked away in the solarium?
Wait, say that one more time before you get to your question.
Bullshit, 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 and then the question.
Okay. Did I hear you correctly that you mentioned Bill's name?
Yes.
Yes.
Please make a persuasion check. I will say with advantage.
I was gonna say maybe this is the part where we find out Bill's the bad guy after all.
You
23.
watch the head slowly cock towards Bill's direction. Not like the head not focused on Gary. Skeletal hand kind of rises, propelled by vines. Finger, bony and fleshless, pointing in his direction. He knows. Boundaries of the Lindworm.
Ooh, okay, that's weird. You're not supposed to like learn any new information or anything about the spell. I didn't think you'd like be able to recognize him. What is your relationship to Bill?
Witch.
When he said that, was he pointing at Bill? Because I feel like that's pretty obvious. Because she just pointed at him. Like, I understand, like, semantics and shit, but I feel like that's a relatively safe bet to be like, he was talking about the Bill that the skeleton just pointed at.
So, did she say the witch?
No, she just
No,
said
witch.
Yeah, like which one?
Because there were multiple
But-
Bills.
I guess she could be difficult, but I feel like that was a very clear understanding of what you're talking about.
This Bill? I don't know if that counts as an answer to the question.
Maybe we should ask what his name is and point to Bill.
I feel like we've gotten that from multiple
What is
ends, though.
What? No. What is this
No.
person's full
No.
name?
Because Odessa didn't recognize Bill as her grandfather. She gave a different name.
I like that. So, oh no, fucking. I will ask. What is
Because she said his name was
this
Alder.
person's full name? Who do you know this person to be?
That's a good one because it might give a description.
Same as his mentor. No. Birth names taken.
Okay. Fuck, I really feel like you screwed me on that second answer. You knew who I was talking about. Fucking bitch. Who do you serve?
I'm sorry.
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the ghost.
I know, but still sorry.
Who or what do you serve?
I serve the pyre. To carry out Ildarian's warden's wishes.
What about, like, what will we find deeper into Sanctuary?
Wait, I serve the fire to carry out Ildarian's warden's wishes.
Mhm.
Ildarian is
Bahamut and Tiamat's son.
The diamond
The one
dragon.
that gave the shard. The diamond.
okay. So that's not the bad guy dragon.
That's not a Tyrion, no.
a Tyrion. Okay. Good. So she's not fucking bad guy. All right. So, who were you fighting? As the last question. Should I ask it?
I feel like asking
What was
about
the purpose?
what we'll find deeper in the sanctuary would be fun.
Why are we going to ask what the hilt of the sword opens, or what was hidden?
The salon.
Yeah.
That was the
all
Lindworm.
she said was, Bill knows boundaries of the Lindworm.
I would say he knows. It opens the boundary. It opens the boundaries to the Lindworm.
The boundaries to the Lindworm? To the Lindworm?
To the Lindworm, yes.
So something we don't want to fuck with.
Okay.
Which means that either they're searching for that hilt or they have it.
I feel like if they had it, then
It'd
They'd
be
be
open.
the lich that we just killed would have had it.
Mhm.
Okay. Who were you? No, God, we're just gonna get a fucking generic answer with that. What were the people that you were fighting trying to accomplish?
Could also ask what happened to the mentor bill.
So your question was what, Mike?
Ooh, how about why was Forge Dragon released?
Okay. A desperate attempt. After he failed.
Okay. So maybe
He opened the door.
She pointed
The
at
smoke
Bill.
kind of billows out and away as the vines disperse.
Was
The
she pointing
skeletal
at Bill?
hand pointing towards Bill clatters to the floor. Once again, lifeless.
that wasn't to keep people out. He was trying to keep something in. Bill, what the hell did you do?
I apparently opened the door. We must go back and open it again.
Oh God.
A desperate attempt after he
He failed.
referencing Bill failed. He opened. Okay. All right, so we learn that she is what do you well, she's in the Order of the Pyre.
Mhm.
The Order of the Pyre are Eldarian's wardens' wishes. They
They
carry out
enact, yeah.
Eldarian's wardens' wishes. Love to know who Eldarian's warden is.
Didn't we just didn't we get a bunch of information about him before?
Yeah, we learned about Eldarian, but there's someone with either the title of Eldarian's warden or with the someone is Eldarian's warden.
I would
Or is it like a
say,
group?
given the information that your characters probably have at this point, easiest connection that you would be able to make is the Embryon Wardens.
Like the Embryo and Dawn kind of people?
Embryon Wardens.
Embryon.
Embryon Wardens.
And what is that?
From what you see, what was the initial incarnation of the Dragon Riders?
Gotcha.
Or the Dragon Riders official term, as they were originally were doctrinated as?
Or
Okay.
was he the first Dragon Rider? No, I thought that was the dude that we killed.
No, it was Ildarian. He started it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, 5 questions asked, 40 questions created.
Typically, I guess.
Man, I tried to stop dots.
That's how
I
we
asked
went.
Gary, I asked Gary if there's anything he can do because I still feel really exhausted, and if he has any way of perking me up.
I will hand Bill a shield. Try using this next time you get into a fight.
That's
So-
passive aggressive.
Right, seriously. So
I'm
this
not
is
that kind of paladin.
this is obviously table talk.
Well,
okay?
I'm not that kind of cleric. And I walk away.
Can't you use lesser restoration to tier 1, and then we only have to
Greater
sleep.
restoration.
Greater.
How is it?
I could get rid of 1 level of exhaustion for 500 gold and my 5th level spell slot.
Yeah, but instead of sleeping for 2 days, we can do 1 more night long rest. If we want to spend the gold, I guess.
I don't have greater restoration prepared.
Gotcha.
I do have legend lore prepared.
What's that do?
That gives us lore about a specific person, place, or object. It
You mean
brings to
Bill?
mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing that you name.
Again, Bill?
Okay. You casting it?
Or a redhead chick?
I am
Or Illidan, or whatever that person's name is?
I'm bringing it up to the group. It will cost 250 gold and incense, which we can go buy if we want to use the spell, but I feel like it's probably worth it. We could ask about any of the things that we are. Go with Bill the Elder, learn about Bill's mentor. We could go with Bill. We could go with the Draco Lich.
While they're deciding that, I want to quickly look at the book and see if there's any references to a swordless hilt or any references to any kind of greater weapon.
Okay. Go ahead and make a
Would you?
investigation check.
I'll help Bill out.
What does that help? I mean, how does that help? I rolled a 6 and a 5. So.
Bill should be the one helping people.
Yeah.
If we've got 2 people doing an activity anyways.
Oh, wait. Technically, I gave the book to Harrow. So
Yeah.
maybe she wants to check.
That Bill's prodding.
Yeah.
I also rolled real well. That's a 7 and a 5 for a total of 11.
We need somebody who's literate.
What was the name of Elrock's dragon?
Tyrion.
A Tyrion.
Also, there's some significance to him taking his namesake to Sarah Navdar, and I don't know what that significance is. And I would like to look up that lineage.
Okay. Like as a separate research while you guys are
Yeah.
doing stuff. Okay. Did you roll an investigation check or what have you?
For the blade, I got an 11.
An 11. Okay. Okay. There is mention of an item that was given. to an individual named Galliard. At one point in history, that refers to a sword infused of pure sunlight. It was called something called the Sunbound Sword. But beyond kind of just a brief mention, that's about all you gather.
Gilead, eh?
Galliard.
Galliard.
Close enough for me.
Uh.
Oh,
Really?
The sword you're looking for is called the Sunbound Sword.
can I do a history check to see if it sounds familiar to me, as if
Sure.
if I ever had it? Not this.
Sure.
Oh, 0.
Nope.
I am freaking amazed. Dang, you gotta get new dice, man.
He just needs new stats.
Yeah, I just need to sleep for like 2 more days because this is bullshit. I rolled a 19 and a 1, so whatever.
Yeah, but like the amount of ones you roll, specifically on history checks.
Yeah, it's usually history checks.
All right. I'm going to whip out some incense
Okay.
and take a sheet of parchment and start casting the legend lore spell
Okay.
and burn the incense and just hold the parchment over it until like it basically is just coated in like a thick charcoaly dusting,
Okay.
like film over top of it. Then I'll pull out a coin and start scratching off the
Yeah, and it like as you scratch it off, it begins to reveal like letters and words that begin like a scrawling and inscription. You kind of blow it off, just a sheet filled with writing where there was none.
You just conjure a
So-
lottery scratcher?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's a winner. What are you? What is the source of the legend that you are curious about?
big Tyrion.
Tyrion. And what is it, I guess specifically about this that you are wanting to know?
I don't get to ask anything specific or anything.
You
I
just want-
I learn the lore about a specific topic. The more
Okay.
I know about it already, the more the spell
Okay.
will give me.
So, what is revealed to you is that Tyrion, as you have seen or have found already, is in fact of direct descendant. He is a direct descendant of Ildarion, which was a cause of, what's the word, in like a bit of strife in the Umbrian Wardens. And after its fracture, after Ildarion died and the sacking of Draknar, the remaining few Dragon Riders reformed under the name of the Order of the Pyre. They reformed outside of the walls of Drazkyria, feeling that it was safer that the secrets that they kept be farther from the knowledge that actually was hidden within the city. Tyrion, being the only member to ever survive his rider dying, as with all the others that had come before, when the riders would die, so too would the dragons. But the reverse was not always true. More often than not, the riders is only being partially imparted with the draconic power of Ildarien's blessing through the bonding process and the trials and tribulations that they had to endure would impart.
So every time a dragon died, the rider would die, but not necessarily the other way around.
No, every time a rider would die, the dragon would die, but not
Okay.
always the other way around. Icterion felt that he, being of direct descendant, should be the one to lead. However, it was not Ildarien's blessing when he passed and sacrificed himself to create the seals to lock Tiamat away. It would be through the strongest and the most capable, and put to vote through the rest of the wardens, who would be the leader to protect the secrets within the city. That specific job fell to an individual who only went by the name of Bill. Bill found Icterion's rider replacement, a young, noble boy by the name of Tesseran Navder. His family disgraced and thought to be extinguished. He was orphaned and found by the leader, now under the moniker of the Pyre. Through the trials, these individuals would give up their birthrights and their names, choosing one to forge their own path from the trials and tribulations should they survive. Icterion chose this boy, and Elrock, as he would become to know, and Icterion passed their trials to become bonded. But unfortunately, the whisper of power would grow to be too much for both Icterion and Elrock, egged on by both of their legacies. Casting aside their call for protection as fighters and defenders of the lost city, would instead come to find themselves poisoned by influences beyond, to reach for and take that power for themselves. Until they both met their demise at the end of a battle, long fought, yet somehow rose from the ashes anew.
Did this lore thing give any inclination of who the powers beyond were?
Nothing more, I would say. It is a small footnote in a rather lengthy read. Just someone referred to as the Oracle. Who came to them with shadowy premonitions. And a solution for their absolution.
All right, case solved. It was Levi. That's why they want him killed.
Now it's all coming together. Fucking Levi. I knew it.
Yeah, 29 years old, my ass.
29 when I died. The first time.
Yeah, 29 when you died. 3,000 years ago.
Okay, so now we know why Tessera Navdar and Elrock are the same person and also go by different names.
So, does that lead us to believe that Bill was his own mentor? We just saw this in whatever the fucking latest Star Wars was.
Bill, there's like Bill 1.0 and Bill 2.0.
That's what I'm saying. He's the clone, just like these dudes were.
No, if anything, Bill is more of like a bit of a title. If anything, like
Right. I am the Bill.
Pretty much, yeah.
Look at me. I'm the Bill now.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay me, for I am the Bill.
It's like the Highlander. There can only be one Bill.
I've got another 5th level spell slot. I could try casting Legend Lore on Bill.
Well, we gotta specify which Bill.
We gotta sleep anyways, so might as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, we're back. I'll do the locate object on the hilt handle.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'd like to ask Migosh.
It's in your foot locker.
It was here the whole
Migosh
time.
had it the whole time.
I'd like to ask Migosh if he'd let me hit him one time with my axe, very lightly, without his armor on.
The fuck?
No, don't. I just need to test something. I still have questions about this axe.
That's the one that, like, fucking corrupt souls and shit, dude.
No, I won't corrupt you, I promise.
No, we've just learned a fuck ton about your order. I don't know if I fucking trust you right now, bub.
No, it will be all okay. Just let me lightly tap you one time.
That's gonna be a hard pass, boss.
You're asking to hit me with a corrupted axe that you got off a Lich Knight that we have no clue how works.
Well, maybe it's time that you fall asleep. I mean, we fall asleep.
He just starts wait to lay down, just starts whacking you with the blade.
Just
Pause.
like,
Go to sleep,
go
go to
out
sleep,
into
go to
the
sleep, go to sleep.
woods, and we could totally fucking try to kill someone with your axe. Fuck it. Ralph, get over here.
Okay, so we are using.
Ralph stands very indignantly in front of you.
Just.
I'm sorry, he's too cute to hit.
Thank you. That's what I've been saying for fucking ever. Good job, Ralph. You're a fucking trooper. You know where the stash is.
He scampers off into my room.
Okay.
As Adam, I would like to say I would have loved to see what happened, but Lance is not going to let you hit him with a corrupted axe we just got off of a fucking Death Knight.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a hard sell.
A little bit. But I'm totally willing to go out. I'm totally willing to go out to the woods and find something for you to hit.
Could I request books on the Oracle and the Mistress of the Fen?
Rami, I would say, do you have any more information to go on about genre specifically? Would help a lot.
Oh, history.
The sealing of
Obviously.
Tiamat. The ceiling of Tiamat.
So, deities.
Yeah. Sure, yes.
Okay.
Or do you have any dragon erotica?
I'm sure we do.
The fuck, dude? We're only down there for like a couple of hours.
Beautiful creatures, aren't they?
You get some very explicit picture books of dragon anatomy and
Bill's
some
about
fan
Bill's about to hate fucking dragon to death.
Also,
Suddenly,
correct me
Lance whispering into his lady. Please don't show up.
correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't it ironic that Bill now wants to kill all dragons when he comes from an order that descended from dragon riders?
It is weird.
So, somebody else had a question, right? No? Or something? Something we didn't discuss? Okay. Oh no, I think Mike was discussing whether or not to use legend lore again.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we should.
We could do it again.
I mean, we're just gonna have to go to bed anyways. As well use up what we can.
All right.
I'm gonna put Hunter Spark on Levi, just to make sure I know where he is. Going sneaking off in the middle of the night.
All right. Okay, so let's see. Time. Okay. Okay. Results seem to be fruitful for your list of deities involving Tiamat, at least,
Okay.
and for Dragon Erotica.
Yes.
Anything specifically tied to the Oracle?
So
That girl's
there
got some
is
big ass wings on her.
like, I'd say roll an investigation check.
Look at the tail on that one.
Oh man.
That one's fucking a car.
That
There's a whole subreddit for that.
is a 22.
R34.
No, it's dragons fucking cars.
Really?
Yes.
I've written down.
22.
22. All right, that's actually really good. So there is, in your search of Tiamat, the Lindworm, before Tiamat's fall from grace, she knew that Bahamut would attempt to father a child from her. What is given in these accounts, it is forcible from that perspective. And Tiamat sought solace. In that, she found someone who is referred to as the Oracle. It is said that a bond was shared between the two of them. And with the Oracle's help, Tiamat was able to break free of these bindings and fight back in a way. She began to see that Bahamut was not this grandiose, great deity that he presented himself to as the mortals begin to ascend to godhood of their own. In abject horror, finding that Bahamut siding with these men sought solace after the death of her first daughter, Illyria, and what had happened with that. You find that the Oracle so too showed that to pass before it happened. Another heir was sired, this one Ildarion. Tiamat struggled to find a way to make Ildarion listen to reason against his father's wishes, Bahamut. To turn his gaze from helping men and mortals, from overrunning and taking these lands and erecting their structures in her domain, their domain. So too did Ildarion turn on his mother. But she found followers, which were deemed inheritors. The true rulers of these lands, birthed of her first daughter's body. The Oracle gave these things to Tiamat as a way to escape, to turn the tide against her, to help turn the tide as it was growing against her. So too, the Oracle came to be known as another moniker, the Queen of Chaos. As Tiamat was banished, the Queen of Chaos receded to some of the deepest reaches of the abyss, and was never heard from again.
Does it say anything about life previous to this, like whether or not she had kids or anything like that, or descendants or anything? Tiamat.
No, only the two. Because originally only Tiamat and Bahamut were the aspects.
Oh, so like
it was
the Adam
kind
and
of
Eve.
their, in a sense, yeah, like in a like primordial war against the Titans, who would then give birth to the giants. But you should know that story already.
So did you say that the Oracle became known as another aspect of Tiamat?
No, the Oracle became known as
As the
another,
Queen of Chaos.
yes, took the another moniker after Tiamat's fall as the Queen of Chaos, and proceeded into the
Depths
pits.
of the abyss.
Yeah, the depths of the abyss. Yeah, that's the one.
I have like 2 pages of notes.
Very lore heavy episode. In which
Hey, Carrie, I want to ask
Yeah.
her, whatever about Bobby.
Yep, I will recast the spell and do it on Bill.
Old Bill or new Bill?
I'll do it on new Bill, but I don't know that I have a great way of.
It's intention. It's intention. So I'm asking what your
I'm
intention
intending on new Bill.
Okay, sure. I would like that is, you know, kind of like a fucky thing, and I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't, you know, subvert that expectation like unwillingly.
Again.
Yeah.
Monkey paw this shit.
Unwillingly. Consent. So what your intention is current Bill, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Cast your fire, you make your fire, you burn your incense, you have your page over it, it is dark. You begin to take your coin and scratch off. You scratch. That's blank. You scratch and you scratch and you scratch and you scratch. And the more you scratch, the more you reveal that the page is blank. And you watch as all the dust and charcoal scatters off. It is blank.
Motherfucker.
Was he... Do you have a way to detect curses?
No.
Not to judge like ethereal forces, but shouldn't they at least give us from the time that we met him? Like, we're asking lore about a specific person.
The spell fails if the target is not legendary.
Okay.
So Bill is not legendary.
Not legendary enough, apparently, even with all of his legendary actions that have improved because of all the people that are trying to kill us.
I feel offended.
Bitch, I thought I was cooler than this.
Bill's like, fucking hell. Like, Tyrion gets so much paper, and he's like, yeah, I'm waiting for it, just blank.
Scratching off, just nothing but X's.
It's like, I'll put this. Rather than it being like, you scratch it off and there are words, and you watch them, like, physically disappear as they form, like, and the faster that you try to, like, scratch and, like, reveal it, the faster it seems to wash away off that page.
So it's not as if the spell has failed because he's not legendary. It is that there's something like
blocking
He's cursed.
Absolutely.
He has been removed from history.
And all those weird little things of like, why does no one remember Bill, all just come cascading down in a fucking instant as you watch history erase itself.
And you wanted to hit me with that fucking axe.
Been thinking about that. I apologize.
Appreciate the apology.
How do we get rid of the fucking curse?
I have an incantation I could cast on myself. Has something to do with curses.
Do it, Bobby.
If that doesn't work, maybe the Emerald Dawn can help. Let's go to Yomskare.
Stop trying to save your own skin.
What about dispel magic?
Stop trying to save your own skin. Like, whose skin is he supposed to save?
Well, if the world ends, he's also part of that.
I mean, Greater Restoration does get rid of a curse, but I don't know if it's going to be strong enough to get rid of this kind of, like, world-bending curse.
I have a theory. So, like, I would have shared, like, all of that information about, like, the Oracle. She's Queen of Chaos. He clearly, like, he killed... I assume at least it was him that killed.
Fucking Rose is the Queen of Chaos.
Wait, hold on. Like, it was said that the Oracle, there was a
Lance
mention.
just the ADD. First thing that comes to his mind, blurted out.
Like,
Yep.
Tesserin was led. Like, there was a mention of the Oracle with Tesserin. We could think that, like, it's likely that Bill killed Tesserin. What if he is cursed physically by the Queen of Chaos?
Bobby, serious question. You cheat on Rose?
Ever do that?
Didn't think so. Just gotta cross our
Insight
T's.
check on myself.
Sure. With disadvantage.
Oh, God. I got double 4s.
I mean, you say it with conviction, but you hear yourself say it, and you're not sure. But you couldn't do that.
You don't
Could
believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Damn.
Why did you hesitate? I didn't hesitate. Like, and you literally watch Bill start to have a conversation with himself.
I've been watching Moon Knight, and it just like makes me think of that when he like looks in a mirror.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Yep.
Great show, by the way.
Fantastic.
It's really good, actually.
Anyways,
How close is the wild forest outside our house?
I mean, it's probably what?
A hop,
Jesus.
skip, and a jump 10,000 meters down.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, you can get down there real quick.
Express.
A long walk off of a short bridge.
Just don't
So
bring
there's
Gary.
no butterflies foaming at the mouth or anything. I could just take a swing at. Anything.
Make a perception check.
With disadvantage.
Sure.
Oh wait, where's my perception? I rolled a 9, and my perception is -1, so 8.
Yeah, like even within like the house, you're like moth.
I will lightly tap the moth and give myself and use crimson
Right.
Crimson
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay. Rolled a hit on the moth.
All right. Well, I rolled a 4 for damage, and the moth. So I guess. Oh, I can roll 2 dice now. Okay.
Why?
did you?
Oh.
Because
Yeah, you lost your
So 28 to hit.
You like Mr. Miyagi that moth with your axe.
But wait, what do I roll? Do I roll 1 necrotic dice or 3?
You roll 3.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Blah blah blah. Roll dice. Blah blah blah. It did.
Yeah, it's splattered.
Yes. Okay.
You like carve off both of its wings and then slice it in half. It's just like 4 pieces of moth hit the ground at the same time.
I do feel bad though for killing a moth because they're kind of cute.
Not that bad.
Did you take a level of Blood Hunter? Or is it just this axe?
So which what?
Did you take a level of Blood Hunter, or is it just
It's
the
just
axe?
the axe.
Yeah, it's the axe. Oh, my answers were questioned. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a moth. You didn't feel that bad.
Good enough.
It wasn't in
Real
your
life.
house.
Real life, I feel bad though.
You
Like,
deserve to die. Moving on. Anything else?
The way you said it was in your
Um,
house, it's like he was killing a foreign invader, so he shouldn't feel that bad.
I mean,
we did have a sign.
yeah. So,
Resting?
Before bed, Harrow's gonna find Gary.
okay.
Like, Gary, Can I inquire after your clerical abilities? I have need, and I don't know in what sort of way. I just feel like you might be helpful.
Wow, chicken wow wow.
Okay.
I have needs.
That's your granddaughter you're talking about.
I wasn't hearing this.
All right.
No.
Oh, you should just come here, and Harriet will just barge into Levi's room with the lantern and a soul gem. Shut the door, lock it, turn it on.
Lance gets a weird tingling on his palm.
Now
That's
what
just
the
the
fuck are you
rabies.
doing?
What do I see?
You popped the lantern.
I pop the lantern.
You popped
Just-
the lantern.
Like, Gary, I noticed it in the Colosseum.
And
And-
do I see anything in the lantern, or is it just the person that has the lantern?
No, yeah. It
it's
illuminates
everyone.
the entire area.
Okay.
Does Levi has a reflection, right? In a mirror?
It's faint. But yes.
Okay.
It's not like
That was just
you could see it. You could see it. Like it's not like, oh, he's like almost not there. Like you could see it. But there's like
it's just
when you
kinda
stand in front of it, like
blurred.
you're just a little bit more in definition than he is, and it's a little odd. Like, and you didn't expect it, but he's still like he is visible.
So the coolest definition of why that would be a thing is because vampires have like a thing with silver, and most old mirrors back in the day were made with silver. But they are silver painted glass, so that would mean their essence doesn't come through because that's why it's a thing.
So, Gary, I noticed this in the Colosseum. No one else seemed to. And then I thought it was weird. And there's a contract out, and it's probably nothing, but it's weird, and Tessaren didn't have this shadowy thing going on, and he was undead, and there's definitely different categories of undead, I think.
Gary, make a
I don't
perception
know.
check.
Guidance.
13.
Can I assist? Because I'm trying to, tell him what's there.
I'm
Yeah,
pointing it out.
You're pointing it out.
Yeah,
Sure, you can have
there's
advantage. You can have
there's a
advantage.
shadow.
24.
24. You look towards Levi, and as you take in his form, you see a glow. As you kind of stare at it, Levi adjusts and moves, and sitting on the nightstand behind him, a little wooden vase that is like there, a singular flower glows blue. But you don't notice anything odd about Levi. Harrow, you don't see anything either.
There's no shadow.
There is no shadow.
Okay, when we were in the Colosseum,
But something on the nightstand is definitely glowing. There's a little orb kind of sits there, nestled amongst the flowers. A scrying sensor. And we'll pick up there in 3 weeks.
No!
Wait, why 3 weeks?
Weddings and vacations.
Weddings and vacations.
That's some bullshit.
It is bullshit.
We finally got answers to shit, and I'm gonna forget it all by next time.
Well,
I
it's a
forgot
good
it all
thing
already.
that we keep video archives so you can watch it again and refresh it. So you can sit through all the ums and coughs that I do for this evening, and remember what it is that transpired this evening.
I think Dagan
Because
and I had the same idea. We've already forgotten it. So.
I literally have 2 pages of notes. I like turned my mic off and I just like wrote everything you said down. I was just like, "Ta-da!"
Yeah, I was taking all kinds of notes tonight, and it's not going to be good enough because trying to listen and take notes at the same time, my notes are awful.
It's fine. Mine are so misspelled. It's not even funny. But at least I can somewhat tell.
What are you talking about? $23,000 and axe shield and
Ring.
gold ring. Yes, those notes are immaculate.
Axe armor, gold ring, $23,000.
Clearly, I know what's going on.
Yeah. I just don't want to keep everybody up forever.
Also, you're sicky.
I don't have anything to do. No, I'm off. That's fine. But I know that others start turning into a pumpkin when we hit 10. So
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No, it's
For the best.
And let's be real, the more we keep going, the more information's going to keep coming out, and the harder that is going to be remember in 2 weeks or 3 weeks when we come back. So,
Or if we just rush that door and then I try to mount that dragon. Not because I've read Dragon Erotica.
Yeah, you're just talking about Dragon Erotica. Now you're talking about mounting dragons.
I mean, I just want to see if I'm a dragon rider.
Sexually.
Now, are you a dragon top or a dragon bottom?
Yeah.
Probably, I think I get crushed.
Who's doing the writing here?
Yeah. Well,
I'm
then.
just stoked that I figured out how my axe works now. So nice.
Yeah, I like how the entire party is like 100% focused on trying to figure out what Dagon's backstory is, and Dagon's trying to figure out how an axe works.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, it's fitting.
Also, Obi, attune to that brooch.
Oh shit.
So, anyways, I guess for our sign off, thank you for watching, everybody. If anybody decided to show up, get your vaccines. They're important. They make this not as deadly.
Amen.
So.
Because imagine what you would have been like without it.
Yeah, dead. I don't know. Who knows?
Gary has a restoration spell. You would have been fine.
Maybe. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And yes, we will be taking a hiatus for the next 2 weeks due to seeing friends, because of COVID. Great timing, yeah. And then, yeah, other stuff, life stuff that's going on. So, gonna be missing that. I think everyone there's a lot of people that's gonna be missing next session anyways, so that's great. That it just so happens, or the week after, or whatever. I don't know. We'll be back, and there might be more answers and probably more questions.
Fingers crossed. Alright, bye-bye. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.